Hey everyone, this episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast is brought to you by Auto Tempest. You know how you spend all your free time looking for cars to buy on the internet? That's you too, right? That's not just me. I figured it was you too, because if it was just me, that would be weird and that would make me weird. But I'm not weird. We're all a little weird because we spend way too much time looking at cars on the internet. But here you go, folks. You ready for this? I'm going to help you out. Autotempest.com. Rather than spending all this time doing double work, I hate double work so much. Rather than spending all the time doing double work looking at the same car on a dozen different sites, how about you just go to Autotempest.com and search all the top car listing sites in one place. Sites like Cars.com, eBay Motors, Car Soup, Cars Direct, and more. Then compare those results with AutoTrader and all of Craigslist, folks. Not just your local Craigslist, the national Craigslist. Find the exact car you want for the best price without wasting a ton of your time browsing around at all these different sites, right? Your time is worth something. You're a hard worker. You shouldn't have to do double work to find a car. Autotempest.com will do that work for you, folks. Check it out, Autotempest.com. This episode of The Smoking Tire is also brought to you by Dylan Optic Sunglasses. Yeah, brother. Now available in prescription. We now have women's sizes. If you, I know we're a man-heavy show out there, but if you wanted to get something for your ladies, you can get prescription women's if you want, or prescription men's. There are metal frames, plastic frames, all available with the NIR lens matte finish technology. It doesn't just look cool, folks. It's also really, really easy on the eyes. The glass is really amazing in Dylan. That's what keeps me going back to them. The matte finish is nice, but what keeps me going back to Dylan's is the glass. Go to thesmokingtire.com and click on that Dylan banner under the Partners tab, and I will send you a free Smoking Tire t-shirt with every pair of Dylans that you buy. And last but not least, Beeline coffee. I'm drinking it right now. It's delicious. Well, I don't know if I can legally say nutritious, but certainly not bad for you. This is delicious coffee. It's very high end. It is single origin, micro batched. The flavor profiles are bang on. In fact, the flavor profiles are written on the bag. I drink Beeline every single day, so much they gave me my own roast, and I'm trying to share that Beeline love with you. Go to BeelineCoffee.com and enter code TST at checkout, and 15% off your entire order, folks. Everything, no matter how big or small, 15% off with code TST at BeelineCoffee.com. On this episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast, we've got the staff of Jalopnik in studio. Kristen Lee, Jason Torchinsky, and Raf Orlov are in town hanging out. Amazon has apparently given them some kind of massive budget or something to have a party to promote the Grand Tour. As it was, I went to that party. It had nothing to do with the Grand Tour. It was a little odd, but it was fun, and it's always a great time when we've got these maniacs in studio. It's a bit of a shit show, this one, but it's a good show. Here it is, the staff of Jalopnik, Smoking Tire Podcast.
Mail fraud
I can't
first.
wait for Otto the felon.
Well, but here's the thing.
Jason Torchinsky from Jalopnik, Kristen Lee also from Jalopnik. Balaban's you're like hiding, but you're not. You're off, but you're on.
He's script
off.
supervising right now.
He's off camera writing talent today.
Yeah,
all right. And then off camera writing Raf is in the back corner. Welcome. We dropped in on Torchinsky's story. Here's the thing. Go.
Well, the cops came to our house.
Yes.
So like the next day, like we had sent him out to put apology notes in the mailboxes. I talked sternly to him as I walked around, and all the neighbors glared at us. And I thought, okay,
you
we're
marched
done.
him past their houses,
right, but they all wanted
They
wanted to see justice was being served, but it wasn't enough for someone because they sent a fucking cop to our house
for a 7-year-old.
For a 7-year-old, come on! And we got all the mail back, and he wrote an apology.
Oh my god!
Like the cop comes to the house, and he's like, Otto's like sitting there watching this cop.
Oh, okay, so when you said a cop came to my house to talk to my kid,
that was literally true.
Yeah, no, but I thought it was like a Jalopnik reader.
Oh no.
that wanted a fan Instagram picture.
Those guys.
That's where I went with
That
that.
happens when they see like the beetle or the pow
Yeah.
in the yard.
Do you
They
get
come
people
up.
coming to your house?
Oh yeah, it freaks my wife out. 'Cause sometimes
Oh,
we'll see pictures
no.
online. I don't mind. I'm always happy to talk to them.
You know, it's weird because
Super
that
fucking
happens
weird.
to David too.
Well, yeah. See, both of us have don't have
people show up at his
garages.
crib?
People just show up at his house to fix
because
things.
you can identify his house.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The lack of
He's
a
on a very
garage.
busy road.
It's all the lack of a garage because my cars
That
are visible.
They're all out on the open. He gets
sucks.
notes under his door from
Yeah.
people saying like, "Oh, you know, I need help buying this or I need help selling
Oh
it."
my
And I'm like,
God.
I'm so careful with all the pictures I take of cars. I never take pictures of cars on my block.
Yeah, like have some
like a fucking security thing.
Well, I mean, what I don't know. Hey, what do you do if you work in car? I mean, I don't know what David's supposed to do different, other than like, you know, only use certain camera angles. But by now it might be too late.
It's too late.
Yeah,
It's
by now
late.
it's too. Now I'd fucking move. I swear to God, I would move.
Yeah.
I don't really mind it. I'm not that afraid. I know most of the interactions I've had have been quite friendly.
It only takes one crazy.
It genuinely like a couple people have seen me at my house before and been very nice.
Yeah.
And someone else saw me in my house and didn't speak to me, or maybe they did. I don't know, but they found it in them to. The first thing they should do is go comment on like 20 of my Instagram posts of what my address is.
Oh, that's
and then he
terrible.
was trying to round up a posse.
What for? What
Nice.
purpose?
To beat me down because I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump because he was
Oh,
like
wow.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was like that. Because he was right on board with whatever I had to say about whatever vehicle, but when I insulted his orange god,
Sure, yeah.
it really was
then you
on.
need a posse of beatings.
Then you need a posse of beating because to show what a just man
Sure,
that
yeah.
he was.
Well, I mean, you would have
what a just and righteous man
happened-
he was. He was going to beat me down.
you would have changed your opinion. I'm sure. You would have said, "You know what? I see your point,
he was going
friend.
to beat me onto his team.
Thank you, friend."
He's going to fucking join our team if I got to fucking kill him. All
I'm
right?
helping create jobs in the bandit industry.
Oh, boy. What's happening? Welcome to Los
God,
Angeles.
It's good
Thanks.
to be back.
This is the benefit of having a studio near the airport. We get everyone on the way in or out, which is great.
Exactly. This is our second stop. First stop was food.
Oh, In and Out?
Pans.
No. Pants.
Oh,
Pan?
Pan's Diner?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good choice.
Yeah, like-
the very famous from Pulp Fiction, Pan's Diner.
Was that the one in?
Is that the one in Pulp Fiction?
Hell yes, it is.
Oh, shit.
Yes, that is the diner in Pulp Fiction.
They also have the worst. If you have to defecate, that's the worst place to do it. Have you been to the Pan's bathroom?
He came out, he
No.
got out of the bathroom.
All
He's
right.
like, man.
Wait,
I live in this city. I don't have to
Okay,
shit
I
remotely.
remember this from back when I lived in LA, and I was a fan of defecating out. So this is the Pan's bathroom.
Okay, wait, hang on.
Jason, you're off mic.
You're off mic, and what you should do in this case,
Yes,
frankly, is airdrop this photo to Zach's computer right now, and he can put it on the
Okay.
screen so the whole show can enjoy this.
Yes.
This is why we spent all that money on that shit.
Except then I have to turn Wi-Fi on, which we run hardline right now.
I'll just show it in
mind.
front of the camera.
Yeah, hold your phone
right.
up to that camera there.
All right. So I'm going to show you. So the thing I want you to note. Okay, so there's a urinal. There's
Wait,
a
hang on,
urinal.
wrong
Wrong one,
camera,
sorry.
wrong camera. Here, no,
you're
sorry,
correct.
Zach,
I was wrong.
Zach did a bad job. Yeah.
I'm out of order here.
All right. So
You're out of order.
the
Sorry.
important thing that's going on here is there's a
That
urinal in the bathroom also, and then there's a toilet.
Yes.
Ostensibly, so multiple people can be in once at the same time using it.
Yes.
The coverage for the toilet, the privacy, is a sub-shower curtain grade curtain that ends at about midriff level. So basically, if you're taking a dump
You're
in
like,
there,
"How you doing?"
your head and shoulders are covered, and your lower half is just
The action
sitting
half
there.
is
They
on
should just
display.
issue you a shopping bag that you just put over your head.
Exactly, you may as well.
That reminds me-
Just put a bag in your head.
It's like New York where they have the apartments that are sub sidewalk level, but they'll have windows, and so if you're standing there like in your kitchen, your head is like
feet?
at foot level.
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
very
Yes.
strange.
Yes.
Except the difference here is you're defecating.
Well, you might
in
have that
pans.
same window in New York. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Maybe.
Bathroom window.
But it's
So
not
there's a dive bar that I frequent in this town.
Yeah.
That has a bathroom almost identical to what you've just described there, except the curtain does not exist.
So you're just
There's no
crapping
curtain.
out.
Well, you
See, I
don't
can't do
you
that.
don't shit at a dive bar. It's not it's an
No.
emergency situation.
It is an emergency.
Nevertheless, typically it's a one at a time bathroom.
Yeah.
Unless you know
Is there a lock on the door?
There is,
Okay.
but it's a
That
typically
helps.
one at a time situation unless you're hand washing. So, for instance, I was standing at the urinal peeing,
Mm-hmm.
and someone burst in and proceeded to really have to shit. And there's just no
At the emergency
and,
situation,
and
yeah.
it's here to here. No full open, and boy was it an adventure in there for a couple minutes. It was really.
I feel
brutal.
like it's always the divey punk bars that don't have a door. The door went away at some point, and they didn't replace
Someone got
it.
thrown through that door in the 80s.
Yeah, definitely.
I did go to a bowling alley once and had to take a dump where they had saloon-style doors, which are also no better.
Yeah.
Head and lower body exposed. Like the part you don't care about. It's terrible.
It's like putting on the barrel with the
when you're poor.
How you doing? How you doing, Pilgrim? You feeling lucky?
Oh my God. Balaban's with the cue cards.
No,
I'm getting a wave off.
What kind of question is this? He says, "Do you dump standing up?" No, because nobody does unless you're in the woods. And even then, you would crouch.
That's how that's what he did in his Jalopnik TV audition.
Who does that standing up, Mike?
That's not
Do you?
possible.
Nobody. Yeah, no, I don't think it is.
Sounds like something you do in an improv class.
How do you get leverage that way?
What?
No,
You can't get any leverage that way.
Leverage.
I don't think it'll work.
No, it
Leverage?
doesn't work.
Leverage.
Kind of
I
leverage.
don't know, like the downward force isn't as good. I
Like
don't know.
gravity?
You're just standing up.
Let's just
Gravity exists.
Whatever.
It's constant. 9.8 meters per second squared.
The faucet, as it were, is also not aimed straight down.
No, it's not.
You know,
No,
anatomically. So if you're standing,
Right. Yeah, it's not going to work.
what are we talking? Why are we even talking about
Right
that?
now,
I guess we should talk about
Zach,
motor
I want to
cars.
see the YouTube retention on this conversation. Is it up or is it down? No, that's the super chat.
I
We got
know, but I'm
nothing.
just using it as an example.
Yeah, we got nothing on super chat. Go up. What's our retention real time right now? Is it all the way up? Is it shit? 3 minutes. Yeah, it's fucking
bad.
shit. It's just as shit as this conversation. Moving
All right,
on.
move on.
Our retention is fucking terrible. Let's fix that. I don't want to see that number again, ever that low. It's the lowest it's ever been. Oh my
God.
Oh.
That's what we
I
got when we
can't
talk
imagine
about
why.
poo.
We're a car podcast and we're talking about shitty
Yeah, let's
standing up.
we'll talk
Standing
about
up.
cars. That's my fault.
I thought that
apologize.
left with the Hayes era, but apparently not so
I
much.
apologize.
The torch has been passed to Mike.
Fuck y'all doing in L.A. What you doing in my city?
We have that. Okay, so there's an event that I completely understand.
Well, Amazon approached us and they said they want us to promote their show, The Grand Tour, which is kind of neither here nor there in terms of timing because there are no new Grand Tour episodes being aired right now.
Are they trying to make sure you watch the second season, which is on Amazon Prime Video at the moment?
They gave us a bunch of money and there was a venue and they're like, all right, we're going to provide booze and food and you can invite 350 of your best friends.
Other than you telling people that they gave you the money for this show, what do they have to do with it? Is there going to be any like Grand Tour themed shit
Maybe.
at the party?
Is there going to be a standee? I wasn't sure.
Like a cardboard cutout of Clarkson?
Yeah, we could do that. Oh, there's something about an Emmy micro.
I would have
Are they
taken a
getting
vow
an
of
Emmy?
There's a fucking microphone in front of
I'll
you,
just say-
dude.
Okay, so
Speak.
I'm not on this podcast.
You can be.
You have absolutely been on this podcast since you sat down.
Yeah.
possibly.
I'd
Raph
rather-
wants to know what are birds.
Oh my god! Oh,
Okay.
the scooters, bird scooters. Oh, yeah. Have people been referring? Do you not know what they are?
No.
Okay. Well, you'll see them in Venice, where I live, and at the beach in Santa Monica. They're little electric scooters, and they're non-docked. Like like a city bike you put on a dock.
Right,
Yeah.
these just go anywhere.
Yeah. These you just leave them anywhere, and like people collect them and charge them in their homes at night. And then they put them out on the street in the morning, and you have an app in your phone that shows you a map of where they all are, and you could go. There's one, and you go and you scan the QR code on top of it with your phone, which unlocks it, and it shows you what the range is on it and whatever, and you ride it around, and when you're done with it, you just leave it wherever. You just click lock and walk away.
Is that what people were complaining about? Littering scooters all over.
Yeah, because the whole thing is that you leave them anywhere. But typical fucking Silicon Valley startup bullshit. They didn't ask anybody. They weren't like, excuse me, City Council of Santa Monica, do you mind if I dump 5,000 scooters on your fucking streets every day? And people are just going to leave them wherever they feel like leaving them. And they're like, what? And, there's like helmets, and it's like they go like 15 miles an hour, which is just fast enough that people ride them down the road. You know what I mean? It's just fast enough where that in Venice people ride that. They think it's okay on the bike path.
Yeah.
And then it's just slow enough that they think it's okay on the pedestrian path. And then they ride them on the fucking road, and then they leave them all over the place. So they're neat. You guys should do something and like fuck around with them. Like they're pretty fun. They are fun.
Glad.
But the neighbors and shit, think they're annoying. And also, side effect,
We're gonna ride them into just strangers' homes.
you should definitely. And then the bike rental guys on the beach have like had it, are fucking fed up with it because now their business is like in the toilet.
They're like the horse lobby in the early 1800s. Exactly.
Yeah. And now you see whole families riding these things up and down the boardwalk instead of renting bicycles, and people are pretty pissed. So
Those guys were charging a lot for bicycles. There were a lot of weird modes of transportation offered at the beach.
there still are. There's at
like
least 7 or 8 different ways
Three-wheelers,
of
four-wheelers,
transportation.
segways, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Those weird sand bicycle things, and the best is just to stand and the side and just wait for people to fall over. Honestly, it's like the best.
I don't mind seeing the birds around. I don't know if it like they're not that intrusive, and they're not at this point. I think I like the idea. So to me, it's not an eyesore. But I guess if you owned a house and you walk out and there's 3 in front of your house.
Speaking of the idea, I'm going to lay a bombshell on you guys. And that's, I came up with the idea of vehicle rental like this type of vehicle rental back in the 1980s, and I have proof.
Cool.
On the website. I proved it. So I had come up with this idea of vending cars in 1989 because I'm old as fuck.
Where you'd put a credit card in and
basically
rent a car?
yes, but this is pre-internet.
Yeah.
But I found the old Apple II discs, the floppies that I had written my original idea and took it to a patent attorney even, but didn't have any money, so I couldn't do shit with it. And I had it all.
Do you have an Apple II?
Yeah. Oh, I have 4 or 5 Apple IIs.
Of course you do.
Of course
in the
do.
Jason cave.
Yeah.
What do you do with the third one?
The third one? I actually just did a big project for National Poetry Month with Apple IIs at NC State University.
I'd love to see a video of you bringing an Apple II to a Starbucks.
Oh,
and,
I thought about that a lot.
And like you have to wear the
Big
most
ass,
hipster
big
outfit.
CRT monitor.
You, like, grow a handlebar mustache.
I want to see you at like a poetry slam with ba-doom, doom, doom, doom,
And just
doom,
buy
yours.
a tall coffee and then sit there for 9
8 hours. Yeah, exactly. Sucking, and those things use a lot of power.
Take
so
a
really
lot of
take
dumps.
a dent in there. Yeah, it'd be nice. And a dot matrix printer, so I'm
Yes.
printing out my screenplay, which is like 500 pages long, and it's that, and maybe a dial-up modem, just to fuck them. Yeah.
Can you connect an Apple II to a modem? Is
Oh
that
yeah, you
possible?
can. Yeah, you have to go to like CompuServe in 1987,
Oh,
but you
man.
can do it. Yeah, or the Source.
CompuServe is still online. So you're having this party, and it's Grand Tour's money, and you see the Grand Tour.
There was no money involved.
There's no money involved.
Sort of. So there's no money exchanging hands. So I will say. So
They just threw
what
us
happened
this-
was,
Esquire.
like
Alabama
a month or
Esquire.
2 ago. I mean, basically, yeah. A month or 2 ago, Amazon came to us and they were like, "Hey, we're promoting a whole bunch of our shows because it's some sort of award season. It's like online Emmys or something like that. I'm not entirely clear on that.
Streamies?
Oh, that's what.
Something like that.
Is
yeah.
that a thing?
Yeah, basically.
That's the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were like, we want you guys to promote our show any way you want. We have this house, but you can promote it any way you want. And we were like, any way we want? They were like, yeah. All right. We were like, okay. We're going to do our own version of your show on your set just to prove how easy it is and that anybody can do what those 3 old guys do. And like maybe someone under the age of 90 can help.
Jesus, we're such dicks.
And they, to their credit, were like, sure, yeah, that's awesome, hilarious, let's go for it.
So they have a set there too?
Well, at first they were like, what are you gonna have? And they were like, are you gonna have a set? And they were like, we might. And then, long story short, eventually they came back to us and they were like, well, we don't have the full set.
we couldn't get.
They were
the
like,
set.
we have this
Huge
house.
surprise.
We have this house, and it's set up like they have big rooms, and each room has a different show. And this one's like set up to promote the Grand Tour, but it's not the set. So we're like, well, what do you have? And they were like, well, we have 3 chairs.
So we're doing a key party like in the 70s, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Okay.
At the end of the night, do you trade shows?
Yeah.
Take a different home
They can
show.
have ours.
Are we playing musical chairs?
So eventually we were just like, okay, and they're not paying us. We're not paying them. But they were like, well, what can you do? And we were like, well, we've never done
Very little.
We were like, for no money at all. We got readers who it turned out, I guess, but I don't think we've never really done a Jalopnik reader meetup in LA. So they were like, all right, well, we can give you space for 400 people. And we were like, 400 people? Oh my God, we're never gonna fill that up. So we posted basically the ad on Jalopnik on a Thursday at like 5 p.m. Eastern time, so 2 p.m. in LA. And we were like, we'll just leave it open and like see if anybody shows up. We woke up at like 8 a.m. the next day and we were like, fuck, because we 1,400 people.
Oh, whoops.
Only 1,000 too many.
Shit. What do you do? First 400 in and that's it?
Well, so basically what we've done is sort of that. We usually, for these sorts of things, we plan like get double the RSVPs because half are usually no-shows. But we've got more than half. We told the first 1,000 people just show up early, and we're extremely sorry.
Oh, God.
And the next 400, we were like, next
gonna be a
time.
riot.
There's going to be a riot, basically. But
Absolutely.
especially because what Amazon is providing is food and a lot of booze.
Oh, okay.
Open bars.
Well, the good news is, I mean, look, if there's a riot, the Los Angeles Police Department can always
So
be counted on to respond rationally.
They're so forgiving and
That's
kind.
true.
You know.
The captain of the LAPD is not a building. He just heard it like Batman. He's like, "Did I hear riot? we got new toys.
So if you're like, wow, Jalopnik.
Please let me use the sound cannon. Sit down, Jenkins.
So if you
Come
want to
on.
see me get tased, tonight's the night.
No,
or
tomorrow
my
night,
face up
tomorrow
against those plexiglass shields. All
If
right,
you guys
tomorrow
wanted
night.
to do a Jalopnik reader meetup in Scottsdale, we could arrange for you to get tased. You could do one at the Taser factory.
Really?
Yeah, we fucking did one. It was gangsta.
I have been tased, and it was by the CEO of Taser because he does that to people.
Yeah.
What?
It's
he does that to
shitty,
people.
right?
Was this a stunt?
What? No, this wasn't a stunt.
He broke into his house.
Were you robbing him?
Basically.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
This is also why I say never go to CES. This happened at CES.
CES?
Yeah. So in like my previous life, when I was a finance reporter, I asked the guy, "Can I interview you?" And he goes, "Okay, but you got to ride for 5." And I was like, "What does that mean?"
My God.
I was like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "We're gonna tase you for a full 5 seconds. You better go take a dump right now because it's gonna come out." And I was like, "What?" I was with my friend, other reporter at the time, and he sees the release they hand us, which is like a lot of like, if you go on a track, they're like, "Well, you might get something might happen."
it's like-
Yeah, this one was like, "You will die."
Wait, I want to hear more about that, but first, super chats are coming in. So we got this thing, it's like live now, right? So you can actually interact with us in the show with this super chat thing, because like comments are like blah, 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 blah. We can't go through all that. That would be ridiculous. But if you put one in the super chat, which is a little donation, it's a little thing, if we get enough of them, I'm going to throw ads in the garbage, which that's the eventual goal. I don't really know if that's going to happen, but
It's only been
that's
a month.
the goal.
We'll
It's only
see.
been a month. If people are aggressive about it and get down, then I'm happy to eliminate all advertising from this show. But that's how that's going to go. If you want to ask these guys a question about whatever the hell's going on in the world in the second half of this show, get your shit in the super chat now. Anyway, you signed an agreement that said,
I'll ride for 5.
I love it. It happens often enough that there's slang for it.
I was 22. I wanted the story.
And?
Teen
it was-
Balaban.
it
where'd you
was-
take it?
They hook one electrode up to your belt and the other one to your ankle.
Oh,
so
oh,
it's-
they didn't blast you.
No,
with-
they didn't. Thank God.
Oh.
I don't do well with piercings.
Dude, those barbs are gnarly. They're
Yeah.
like hooked. I mean, when you see
Yeah.
them pull it out on Jackass,
yeah.
their skin stretches like
The one
4
we did at
inches.
the factory, they fucking tased this girl with a bikini top on from across the room. They blasted her. Video's definitely on YouTube. Rob Ferretti got mad rev share.
Whether or not the video of me getting tasered on YouTube is for somebody else to find.
Is it?
That's not. Might be. But I
What
would
kind
rather.
of bikini top are you wearing?
Just button down. But I would rather be shot.
Great.
After doing that, I would rather be shot. I would not wish a tasing on my worst
Have you ever
enemy.
been shot?
No.
First
We
of
gotta-
all,
I don't. Something
the
tells me.
phrase I wouldn't wish that
I'm
on my
just
worst
saying.
enemy is one of my least favorite phrases, because if you have your absolute worst enemy, you're like, I wish you all these terrible things.
All these tasings?
No, because
It's really
just-
easy to say that when
Absolutely.
you're not on the spot for it.
I'm just saying. If somebody came to me, would you rather be tasered or shot?
Shot where?
And they were like, if it won't be lethal, it'll be in like a leg or something. I'd take the leg.
Really?
I'm going
Take the
of course,
nah.
tase 100%.
No,
Absolutely.
tase 100%.
Well, what did it feel like?
5 shitty seconds.
Have you ever
Yeah,
gotten
it's true. You don't have
have
to
you
have
ever
a
gotten a Charlie
surgeon
horse
dig it
like
out of
really
you.
hard, like someone punch you really hard in the leg?
No.
You ever
no,
stick your
what?
finger-
I hang out with good people.
You ever stick your finger
Right,
in
your
a
brother's
socket
younger.
or a
You need an
kid-
older
kid or
brother.
Oh, okay.
something?
You need an older brother, but it's like it's somebody giving you a dead leg, super rapid fire, like the
Have you ever
entire
stuck?
time.
You ever like
It's
when you were a
really bad.
kid, like stick a key in a socket or anything like that?
I did
Never
it
did
once.
it.
Nothing happened.
What?
So
What?
maybe it was a.
Really?
Oh,
no.
you got to pay the power bill.
Are you magic
Yes.
or were you poor? No, I'm just kidding.
Very
No, I
well
think it was
insulated.
Kristen's
both.
father drives a CLK 63 AMG Black, so
No.
She could
no,
get
no, no,
electrocuted.
No, not a CLK. The C63.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's red.
It's a good choice. What's wrong with red? Mercedes makes a great red.
red's good.
Their Mercedes red is like
Came
really
home
rich
with it,
and
I was
awesome.
like,
Better than
It
gray or
looks like
white.
midlife crisis-y. He was like,
Oh,
a little
that's
bit.
so
Really?
mean.
A little bit.
A C63
Yeah.
black? No kidding.
You run a car enthusiast website, and your dad bought an awesome car, and you
Yeah.
gave him shit.
Well, he was thinking about that or the
sucks.
GTR. He was like, I don't know which one.
He made
I
the
was
right
like,
choice.
He made the right choice.
Yeah, I think he made the right
100%.
choice.
He made the right
But then
choice.
he comes back to me sometimes. He's like, so I've been thinking about the 570. I was like, the McLaren?
Yes.
That's
He's like,
also
yeah.
the right
I was
choice.
like,
It'll ride better.
Yes, it will ride
I like
better.
that.
And how could they not
Better.
afford to have you electrocuted as a child? That's what I don't
I'm saying.
understand.
You got lucky. I stuck my finger in an outlet when I was a kid, and I got a burn on my hand, and I got shocked to shit. It was
It
gnarly.
aches, right? It aches.
Oh, I
It
went to
really
I've been
hurt.
thrown
Yeah,
across
yeah,
the
it
room.
really hurt.
I did this. You know when you put two
There's that
electrodes in a
red.
pickle? You
Is
ever done
the-
that?
The what?
2 electrodes in a pickle and you
Yes,
can make
that.
it glow?
That sounds like a sexual move.
No.
Oh, all right. Yeah, hey kids, try this at home.
Is that like?
so?
Don't guys call that docking?
No, I don't think so. It might be different. Maybe.
That's if you dock while holding glow sticks.
No. This is if you
at
run
Burning Man. It's docking at Burning Man. It's
You run
called-
wall current through a pickle, it will glow bright green. So I made like a rig with 2 nails and connected to like
So
a wire.
awesome.
You jam a pickle on there and it glows and use it like a light.
If you're at the point you need electrodes for your pickle, you need to take a break.
They're not gonna glow on their own. No, you need electrodes for your pickle. But I did grab the nails by accident and throw myself across the room.
How much
Oh my
voltage you need?
It's 110, 120.
Okay, yeah, a lot. Wall
enough.
voltage.
Wall voltage, yeah.
Getting
And also,
tased
I
is
went
fucked up. You don't want to get tased, huh?
Well, I was gonna say when I was a kid, I had braces. I put a 9-volt battery. Positive terminal there, bottom terminal. I saw white lines, horizontal white lines.
And then you knew we live in a
It
simulator.
was in geometry class. I remember it really well.
Jason,
Yeah.
so much about you right now is making a lot of sense.
The white lines, what I don't get.
Excuse me, Mrs. Torchinsky. Jason's face caught on fire in math.
I can see
What?
time.
His
That wouldn't even
face,
merit a call, probably.
Sparks shot out of his teeth. I don't know what happened.
He can still charge phones just holding them.
You're gonna
Man, I
need to
wish.
come down here. I know a girl who got struck by lightning twice in high school. She could probably fucking charge
Really?
the phone. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Why did God hate her so?
I don't know, but it hated her for a lot of reasons beyond just that, I assure you.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I know she doesn't listen to this show. Oh man.
Struck by lightning twice, though.
yeah.
Apparently, if you get struck once, you're a lot more likely to get struck again.
Because you live in a pan of salt water and you have an aluminum hat? Like, why? Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it went through her house and like through her computer.
Holy
like
shit.
it came out of like
Whoa.
a desktop computer. Fucking
Good,
crazy.
safe aluminum house. You
So
wouldn't think that would
you
happen.
become an
Everything was-
antenna, like
the
you're
house was
charged
wood.
by lightning, or lightning knows you now, and it's like, oh, I know you.
It's like,
I'll stop
hey,
by your house.
I know that guy from work. What's up?
I'm trying to get to the ground. Oh, I know that chick. I'll swing by her.
Anyway, cars.
Yeah, motor cars. What do you want to know about motor cars?
Fucking Ford threw in
Okay.
the towel on some sedans.
I have a plan for Ford. So, okay, so no.
Is it one of your awesome plans? What do you
That's a Beetle engine.
This is very impressive.
Dude, honestly, keep going. Let's just wait till
right.
the end of the show and
So,
we're gonna see what Torchinsky's been working on.
Here's what I think Ford should do. Because they said the only cars they're going to make non-SUVs are the Mustang and that hybrid thing no one gives a shit about.
Yeah.
So this is the perfect opportunity to turn the Mustang into a line of cars. The
Oh, that
four-door
is
Mustang.
true.
Like, fill
Like
the
a
hole.
Genesis?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
like what the Fusion was, but now you have a four-door Mustang, you have a wagon, you can do a shooting brake, hatch.
That is a good plan.
Right, why
Possibly
not?
a good plan.
People might actually...
Lincolns, various Lincolns, more important.
Yeah. But I mean,
No?
like, no one really gave that much of a shit about a Fusion, but you might give a shit about a cool
Does
four-door
the
Mustang.
Ford
Well-
does the Ford thing affect the Lincolns like the MKZ? And
Does anything
I don't
affect
think so.
Lincoln? really? I
That's
mean,
true.
Has market
The only thing
affected
that
Lincoln?
affects Lincoln is an airport strike.
But they don't seem to care. They don't ever
Airlines shut
sell
down.
cars. So like, what's gonna mess with them? A suicide door T-Birds.
Oh, that could be cool.
Yeah,
like
that would be
like a
good.
Ford version of a Phantom drop head.
All right. Well, question: do we
Gangster.
think then if they made four-door Mustangs and stuff, is it just that no one's buying sedans and everything, or is it a branding issue?
Okay,
like
here's
the
my
Fusion is
theory.
unattractive, and the
just boring.
Taurus
It's
is
just who
very
gives a shit.
unattractive.
Here's my theory of in the city, right? So remember when for Drive on NBC when we did the Mercedes crossover versus the wagon, and in the first 10 minutes we blew 2 tires in the wagon,
Yep.
and drove them in the back of the crossover to the dealer to get fixed. You know, that's what driving in the city is like now, right? So you take everyone's desire for big rims, and then the safety requirements of high shoulder lines and belt lines, right? You know, the next logical step is like, I want my greenhouse back. you know, and to get your greenhouse back, your visibility back, and to get better ride quality, more sidewall, whatever, you have to buy a fucking crossover. And oh, by the way, like I like the hatchback. I think having a hatchback versus a trunk is like a very nice. Yeah. But like, oh shit, I want a bigger car that has a hatchback. What do I get? You know, what do I have to get? I have to get like a crossover because sedans have annoying trunks.
Just bring back big sidewalls. Just put big sidewalls on cars.
So into
That
it.
was the Stig was sitting in this chair last week, and he hates big rims. Hates them.
They're the worst.
He likes
I don't
sidewalls.
like big wheels.
Adam
Big-
Carolla downsizes all his wheels on his car.
Yeah, I
You
kind of
should.
like that
Meaty
little skinny
sidewall.
60s look.
I actually just saw Matt Crook from 1552 and asked him about doing a downsized set of wheels for my Focus. It's like
Should.
18s.
Great.
Go down.
Dude, I love my 18s.
Ride quality.
Race cars, a lot of race cars still run 18s because they need the sidewall. It's like it's more compliant and it's also a lighter thing to rotate.
Yeah.
I think my POW has like 13s or something.
I
like
have
that.
17s
My
on
Yugo
mine.
has 13.
Yeah, it's a pretty.
What do your
13s?
Lexus have?
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I have 17s.
nice little donuts.
The Lexus is 16s on the LS400, and that car rides nice.
I think my Miata had like 14s. Remember those like little they're like
Yeah.
Advan? That was the most expensive part of that car. They were like
Tires?
they're like magnesium
Oh, the
wheels, and then the rest of the car was shit.
But yeah, the desire for big rims has really kind of trickled into everything else.
They're also unforgiving for curbing and
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Makes
Like
the
a big
car feel
sidewall
like-
tire,
yeah.
you always hit the rubber 1st, and it was okay. I don't
Yeah,
like the
but worse than that, they're
unforgiving
not
rims.
stylish anymore. It's just like a very 2002 thing. Like
I think we've gone past the good point. We're going gotten too big, except for the Civic Type R, which has a giant wheel well and wheels and tires that look too small.
Why did
and the sidewall's super tiny.
20s with rubber bands on it makes no
I think
sense.
I think the new Levante SUV comes with like 22s out of
The
the box
Urus
or
is
something.
24?
The
Threes?
Urus
Fours?
is really.
What's the Urus have? Threes? Fours? I think it's
It's like
threes
something
or it's
absurd.
but can you imagine what a crazy move it would be if Lamborghini released that with 12s? And just like huge.
It would be an
the same
Aventador.
tires
Like
that
the
were on
same
the
height.
tires.
on the LMO 2.
The Civic Type R is such a nice car, and actually, considering it has 20s, it rides pretty good. But like, there's no reason for 20s.
It can have 18s.
It could easily
could.
have 18s.
And
17s
It's not for brake clearance. The brakes are good, but they're not like that huge.
well, and the fenders also extend past the wheel. I mean, they do in most cars, and that's why everyone widens the track when they modify it. But I feel like it's very noticeable.
Put
on
that
this
picture
car.
up. You brought it up, but you forgot to. You forgot to bring it.
I'm doing a lot of things.
I know, but you need to fucking produce the show.
23s.
23s on the
Urus?
Urus, Raf?
Jesus Christ.
It's got 17.3-inch brakes, I think.
What?
Yeah.
I hope it still has a regular donut
10
spare,
pistons, dude.
So when you have it, it just dangles. It doesn't even touch the ground.
Kristen, 10 pistons. Has a
What?
10, has a
In the-
10
in the
pist-
front?
Yeah, 10 piston
It has like a
caliper.
Viper engine for its brakes.
It is not good
It has
looking.
a whole Gallardo in its brakes.
Look at that maw on that thing, too.
It's yeah.
But look, it still has 23-inch wheels with lots of wheel gap, and then it's got these little
You think
like
they
black
sell
spats on
aftermarket
it.
bigger ones?
Oh, I doubt it.
Bro.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
And the
West
shape
Coast
of the-
Customs is
25.
already stocking wheels.
25.
The shape of the wheel arch allows for a tire with one corner, which I like, too, which is nice, you know? Because that's something you don't see often,
That is a really strangely shaped wheel well.
right? That is
You're
a
right,
strange wheel
yeah.
well.
That's
I don't mind it.
that car looks a lot. If you went back to 1997 and showed a picture of a Pontiac Aztek,
Yeah.
and you
Yes.
said in fucking 20 years Lamborghini is gonna sell you something like this, but with 700 horsepower.
I think if you cover the front
Burn
though,
you as a witch.
you get Dodge Magnum.
Have you guys seen one of these things in person yet?
Not yet.
It
Have you?
is- yeah.
People buying them already? Of
No,
course.
I went to the Beverly Hills launch
oh,
party,
right,
which
right.
was in the Batcave.
What? Like
It was-
the one in
They
Pasadena?
made-
The original?
No, the one when they burned down the new one, the Chris Nolan one, the underground,
Oh, the bunker?
the bunker Batcave. That's where it
built
was.
that?
It's it's just a building. It's
That
a
was just a
studio.
building?
Yeah, it's just a
Oh.
building in LA.
So they put it. Oh.
Kristen, there's no
You
real
don't-
Batman.
you don't
Batman's not
really-
real.
What? It wasn't
And he's
really
not in LA.
underground.
So you're wrong.
This is the
Batman's
town
not
that needs
real
the most
either.
saving. I don't know.
Does
This
LA,
is very-
ever have a superhero? No, we never.
Does what? LA?
Did LA? Because, like, you know.
The Rock in San Andreas.
Right, The Rock. I forgot.
Tom Cruise in Scientology. You know, whoever the lead vegan is of today,
Nathan
I don't
Lane in
know.
anything. Am I right?
Yes. No, the Urus it's by all accounts it drives nice, but it is not.
Is it like unfathomably large in person?
No,
No?
it's like the size of a Cayenne or something like that. It's not that big.
Oh,
It does look big.
Yellow.
Proportions look big,
I
but
have a car question for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just reading. I was just
Raph,
watching.
we're talking about shitting.
We're talking
I was just watching your video on the fast Corvette, whatever it's called, the
ZR1?
ZR1. ZR1.
The new
Excuse
one.
me, yes.
Yeah.
And so at the end, you're just like, this car may be too much car for people.
It is.
That like, if this is a consumer product
Yes.
that does 200 whatever miles an hour,
yes.
that's maybe too much.
Yeah.
Here's the question:
What's too much?
what's just right?
That Grand Sport is really nice. For me, 400 wheel
this is not
horsepower
interesting.
and like
No, 300. 300 is the
God.
ideal.
Oh no! Go run 25 laps in a ZR1 and a Grand Sport will feel like a Miata. It's, I mean,
I get by fine with 50.
We've been talking about
It's
this for
true.
a while.
But wait. But the thing is, the Grand Sport is a new car.
this is why I told you to only bring one other person, Kristen.
I'm
Just
sorry.
I want you
can't
to
get
name a
rid of them.
supercar
It's
which was
hard.
the top of its game at the time, but is the right amount of speed.
Wait. What car was at the top of it? Wait, say that again.
Yeah. So it's like it's the peak of performance,
For its time, and is
that
now
performance
about
is
right.
now just right.
993 Turbo. 993 Turbo is excellent. Something that was like so fast for the time. Stock 2005 Ford GT.
That's a good
That's
one,
still
yeah.
fast.
But that's
Still
fast
very,
as hell.
very
Who
fast.
says that's slow?
It's very, very
205.
fast, but if you put 2018 level awesome tires on it, it becomes way more manageable than it was when it was new. It had some really
You know what?
terrible tires on it.
I'm going to
from
go
the
with
factory.
the Boss 302 Laguna Seca Mustang.
That's a
Lovely.
good amount of
Yeah.
speed.
That's very nice.
Like if that was the fastest car, like that was
is-
it. That'd be
that's
fine.
enough. Like I mean,
That'd be
it's
good.
real fast. The handling's good. The steering's good. Because where are we headed? Because we're here now. We're at 700 horsepower.
Yes.
Daily driven. Now, horsepower numbers have sold cars for 50 years. But are we going to start giving 800, 900, 1,000 horsepower to like normal cars,
Yes.
or
Yes.
or are they going to start
Uh-huh.
focusing
Yes.
on shrinking and lightness?
Nope.
It's
Nope.
2000.
It's
just
America needs more.
Yes.
Oh, that's the problem with everything.
Double bacon
It always
cheeseburger
has to
smothered
be
in popcorn.
more. Yeah, you can't have less. You just can't.
So do you think like a Camaro SS in 4 years will have, or
Yeah,
maybe
not
8 years will
4
have
years,
600
but-
horsepower?
Yeah, fuck
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
But then
Dude,
again,
the
I don't know.
Corvette ZR1
Yeah,
in
the-
1990 with a fucking engine built by a speedboat company had 375 horsepower. This is double.
I know, but I think
It's 30
but
years, though.
do we think we'll get to that number before hybrid and everything else takes its place?
Oh, that's the key. Will the horsepower
Well, I'm throwing
apocalypse end it
curveball.
all?
No, but it doesn't matter because they just use these electric motors to make
And
it.
those still
it's
have
equivalent
shit tons
power.
of power, yeah.
Right.
No, the ideal Corvette
What
is
is electric?
What are
No, the
these? Who
ideal
knows?
the ideal Corvette is you get a straight six and they're 300
You
horsepower.
guys watch a lot of Wild Boys?
in the ZR1. He talks about Wild Boys all the time. I don't know why. Raph, we're taking over.
We
this
got to buy
podcast.
those fucking glasses.
Oh my god!
You know what? The biggest ratio of how old it is to how fast it can go plausibly today.
Yeah.
1899, the Jamais Content,
Oh, yes.
the first car to do 60 miles an hour.
The Jamais
Never
Content.
satisfied.
It was called
Jamais Content.
Content?
It looked kind of like this. It was like a torpedo-shaped thing.
Well, clearly it was mislabeled, or we wouldn't have progressed and made new cars because no one was content.
Wait, how do you spell
Jameis?
really good
Jamais.
attempted
Wait,
spelling?
J.
Jamaise, content with an E. It was French. It was the first car to do. There it is. Okay.
Just like your picture.
1899. It was
It
doing
looks
60
fucking
miles
awesome.
an hour.
It
so
looks awesome.
Steven
that
Smart.
car you could take on a modern highway and not and
Bro,
go the speed.
you want to out Grand Tour the fucking Grand Tour? You could build that shit.
Yeah.
You could build that, and someone could go over 60 in it down a mildly steep hill
Oh, you
with
definitely
no
could.
engine. There's a picture
Yeah,
that.
you could, yeah.
Fuck, that is the most
I mean,
awkward
look
looking
at-
Well, I
vehicle.
feel like if the guy
You don't
sat
really
lower,
sit
you could go
inside it.
faster.
No,
I
you
know,
like almost ride it like a torpedo.
He's sitting side saddle.
He's showing
Yeah,
off.
I mean, there is a guy. Like, there is a picture of the guy
No, you
in the
can
driving
sit in it.
position.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
yeah.
that much further in. Like,
It's the
there's
same photo.
no, keep
wait.
going down. There's another
Yeah, there's
picture.
another. Yeah, like look, like
No, what I'm saying is if they
Look,
just sat
you're
him a
not-
little
Oh, no,
lower,
he's
there'd be
really
less
not.
wind resistance.
you're riding it like a torpedo.
Yeah, from the very beginning. Wow, that's like a
That's
fucking hot water tank.
It was electric.
Oh, was it?
It was look, no radiator or anything. It was electric
Good point.
and did a mile a minute. First time. Anyway, so that for an 1899 car.
Zach, zoom in on that guy's face. Is he having a good time or
Yeah,
not?
look at him. Hand in his groin.
I think if he had to
Terribly
say
cold.
something, would it be woo?
If you were to say something, you go, "This is a little windy and ready right now."
Oh man.
About to have that handlebar just bisect him if anything happens.
Oh
Having a
man.
good time.
That vehicle is gnarly. That's
Yeah.
basically a grain silo with tires on it.
Yeah, that's fast. And leaf spring. Look at that
Oh
guy.
wow, is that a Larry Chen photograph? It's like a Speed Hunter's photograph of that car.
I love that thing.
Has somebody run that fucker at Goodwood? That's what that picture looks like there, doesn't
Oh wait,
it?
let's see the
It's
cockpit
been at
again.
Goodwood.
Wow.
Jesus, these guys, man.
Yeah, you're like sitting on a
Wow.
bench, like a bar stool height almost. Wow.
Look at that tiller.
Yeah, look at that thing. Jesus God. Wood handles.
If
It's like-
you're racing a car that has a tiller, you, my friend, have fucking balls.
The hip
Oh,
point
yeah.
is the roof.
Oh wow, yeah,
Look at the
yeah, the chair is in line with the roof. They really had figured out aerodynamics, huh?
That's true. They did. They did so much aero for everything except the dude.
Well, what's
inside.
amazing is like they've been making furniture for hundreds of years. There's these Victorian chairs with like velvet and all these things, and then here they have to make a chair again, and they put it on the roof. They got ergonomics so wrong in cars, but they've been making chairs forever.
Yeah, like you could find a pretty comfortable chair from that period of time.
Right.
Sure, but
Just
not
not
one that
in
could
a-
do
not-
60 miles an hour.
No.
This is like if you built a house and then you didn't build any doors, and then you're like, oh, we have all these chairs. What do we do? We just put it on the roof.
Yeah. The jamais
Content,
content.
never satisfied.
Fuck, except we're talking about the seating position, in which case, fuck it, this'll do.
Yeah, exactly. Clearly, they didn't try that hard to get to that content part there.
What is the story? I say Zach has Jalopnik pulled up right now. What's the story with this fucking Skyline? Are we talking about seized Skylines again all of a sudden? Why are we talking about seized Skylines again? Isn't it obvious that if you have an R34 in America, it's going to get seized, or is that not the case?
This is an interesting one because, yeah, it's an R34 getting seized, and you're like, oh, typical.
Yeah.
And then it's actually this weird ownership dispute, and the cops didn't seize it to crush it. The cops seized it because it wasn't clear. One person was claiming that it was theirs,
Oh,
and the other
really?
person had stolen it.
Oh,
and
shit.
the other person claimed that it was theirs all along, and they were selling it to someone else. So the cops took it, but they're not crushing it.
Well,
it's
what-
like the
Is
only
someone
time
gonna
this
get
has
it back?
ever happened. Yeah, they're like, we are waiting to return.
What does the Talmud have to say on this, Raph?
Oh, that's great.
Raph, what about the Talmud? What the Talmud must tell us something about the situation.
Oh no!
No, but if all of a sudden there's
come to LA all of a
anecdotal
sudden.
evidence that cops don't give a fuck about Skylines, that's just nice for everybody, isn't it?
It
Yeah,
is.
this is like the first time the police have stood up for R34 owners.
Well, you don't want to see someone's Skyline get seized, but at the same time, you kind of want to be like, you want to verify that your decision to not have an R34 right now
Yeah,
is the
exactly.
correct one. Be like, see, that's why I didn't buy one. And then if he doesn't get this thing seized in 10 years, he's gonna be fucking laughing at everybody.
I mean, unsurprisingly, this is in Florida, where everything
It's
is
Florida?
like
Yeah,
it's
of
it's like
course.
a parallel universe where
Yeah.
you're just like, well, you can't have R34s in America, and then you go to Florida, and there's just like,
Yeah.
hey, this
I don't
is
see a
this is
license
my
plate
car.
on that fucking thing either. Do you? Nah.
So one person claimed that they have all of their registration for it, and the other person claims that this car has never been registered.
But in Florida is like in Pinocchio when he goes to the land of anything, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, here's your registration form and your cigar. Exactly. Do whatever you want. Like people, you bring over a 240 right-hand drive, swap
Yeah.
right-hand body
It's
kit,
like
whatever.
The land of Nod of fucking
Yes.
imports. You can register a horse.
There's some other weird stuff that's going on tangentially to this story, which we may have some sort of good
Oh, really?
investigation stuff coming out later.
I bet that guy can't wait for you to fucking investigate this.
But this just like popped up in the middle of it. Just like we just started seeing on Instagram that, like
That's
this is
very
happening.
funny.
We were like, well, we can't not write about it.
I'll tell you what, that car looks a little familiar, if I'm honest.
Is that right?
Yeah, there's not a lot of them in that color in Florida.
Well,
And
if you've got an illegal car, you want to keep it low key, so paint it bright
I know.
red.
I don't want to say, but I feel like I know where that one came from. It's a familiar car. It's a rare. Red is a very rare color.
Absolutely.
In an R34.
You're not
They're
doing
usually, like, blue?
You're not doing
A
the
lot of
Paul Walker
blues.
blue.
There's a lot of grays
White.
and a lot of
White.
blacks, but red
Couple
Yeah.
is
midnight purples, for
particularly rare.
Do you know something about this?
No,
It's something-
I don't know
it's-
anything. It just looks like a familiar car because I don't see a lot of reds. And there was a red that was in California, and it's not anymore, and it went to Florida. And
The owner, so the person who's not So the person who's claiming to be the owner and the other person who's claiming to sell it. The person who's claiming to sell it says it was in California.
It was not, or it was?
It was.
Oh.
But the other person claimed that she flew out to California and wasn't there, and then like had to fly back to Florida. The whole thing is
Boy,
very
I think
weird.
a case like this demands Judge Judy. I mean, really,
my
we
God,
need a
yes.
fucking
Absolutely.
a proper, entertaining television judge.
Yeah.
Maybe Joe Brown.
Judge
Joe
Brown.
Brown would really fucking lay the smackdown on.
The goings on.
I would like to see Judge Judy attempt to understand Skyline.
Wait, so what? What side is the wheel on? You shut up. What side is the wheel on? You.
$130,000. Oh, that's interesting.
For a Nissan.
Is that what it
Nissan.
was? I smell bullshit.
Yeah.
Was that what the apparent buying price was? 130.
100. You can just ask whatever
Red
you
is a
want.
rare
You can
color.
ask whatever you want.
R34's like gold, homie. They're like fucking gold. It's crazy.
They're awesome.
They're fucking
They're
nice.
awesome.
I drove a shitty one and it was awesome. And I drove an awesome one and it was even awesomer. Yeah, remember the one in Japan? We rented one in Japan. I rented an R34 in Japan.
Turo or
No, it was a place, Fun 2 Drive with the number 2.
Number 2.
Excellent.
Yeah, Fun 2 Drive. It was this place that has all these fucking dope JDM cars,
Yeah.
and you rent the place.
Ooh, look at that
the actual rental place is on the
Is that a
Toge
Cosmo
Road.
up there?
Yeah, they've got all this dope shit, and it was affordable. Is that the R34 that I rented, the silver one? That looks like it. That looks like it, and it was beat. It had a diff that made some noise, and I drove a R35 like Nismo, like the new one, for like 3 days. Hated it, and got in this and had the best time ever. It was so fun.
that's because it's got a proper amount of horsepower.
Stock R34s are brilliant.
200.
Oh my God! Look at this.
Look at that fucking thing! S2000 modified Toge. The dude who runs this shop is the coolest. And when we went, I had to go after hours to get this car. It took forever to get out there. And he's like, oh, this fucking American. He kind of, you could tell when I got there, didn't want to deal with me. And then we got in the car. He's like, we have to do a test drive so that apparently people try and drive the cars they've never driven right-hand drive and whatever. And I'm like, no problem.
Lotus
So
7.
we get in the car and I'm like heel towing and shit. Other side, he's like, oh, your footwork. And he was impressed with the footwork. And I was like, he's like, oh, you're fine, whatever. And he was cool as hell. And I'll plug that guy all day. His cars were dope. It was like $400 a day for
that's
the
so worth it.
R34.
Do you
Yeah.
have any K-class stuff on there? Can you get like a cappuccino?
Fuck, you could buy a cappuccino
Yeah,
for like
right.
$4,000 in Japan. They're
Yeah, $400 for. I mean, this is called the ultimate Hakone drive, but I'm sure I have no idea how long that lasts. But $400, whatever.
yeah,
Worth it.
Ultimate Hakone Drive I think is actually like they give you like an actual fun drive route because this place is up in their canyons, and so the Hakone is where we filmed. So you would drive from there to the Hakone Turnpike, which is that crazy road we filmed at, and then back, I guess. Pretty awesome.
Worth it.
Yeah, pretty awesome. If you
That's
guys
fun.
ever go to Japan, definitely rent some of their cool shit. Is that an old Hakosuka in the middle, at the top? Mm-hmm. Hell
Oh, yeah, look
yeah.
at that.
That's what's up. Replica, don't give a fuck. How much is it?
It's also like $450 a day.
Bro,
I drove as
Did you pull
passenger
it up
in one
on
of
the
those.
other on the
It
other
was
screen so they
amazing.
can see? So they do you have auto live checked or not? Is that-
I don't know, I just
taillights.
remember to click.
yeah,
Yep, I do.
You do? Huh.
Yeah, sometimes it lags.
Man, you could indicate the fuck out of some turns with those things, right?
That's great.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
satisfying.
definitely worthwhile in Japan. Cool. What else are you guys gonna do while you're in town?
Oh, those seats.
Other than have this
Well, we've
party?
got a nice press car to play with while we're here.
Yeah.
Got a
E63.
nice
Wagon.
Wagon.
S.
I'm gonna fill the back up with peat moss. It's gonna be great.
There's a Home Depot right
Yeah,
here. I
it's gonna be
recommend it.
awesome.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a sweet Airbnb?
I
We
don't
haven't
know.
seen it yet.
We haven't
we
seen
do
it.
have an Airbnb.
It's in West Hollywood, so it has to be.
It's got a really yellow couch.
What is wrong with the couch?
It's tacky.
It's yellow? It just means you can pee on it and no one
Yeah.
will notice.
Is
And
that what
people
your
probably
brain
already know.
goes to?
Well, where would it go?
I mean, I'm a very simple idiot.
And sensible.
couch.
That's just good sense.
It is.
Yeah.
Yellow couch. I can pee on this couch.
Yeah. What? You know, I mean...
No,
You
no.
You didn't have that thought?
No to all of the things you're
Look at
about
this
to ask me.
princess
thoughts
who's
did you
never
have?
peed on a couch. Man.
I'm just thinking...
Ooh,
Yeah, whoa,
my
whoa.
dad drives a Mercedes and I don't pee on couches.
Yeah.
Well, I bet your books had words in them too.
I'll tell you what. You want to hear your words? Let's get a little UV light and roll up in that bitch and see what's what. You want to try me? Let's go. I'll take that bet.
That is good.
I wouldn't do that in your house either.
As you shouldn't.
You know, warrant.
My house is dirty now. My house is cats. That's what people worry about. My house. Other than that, my house is clean. And then when Hannah comes home from San Francisco,
Exactly.
and then when she goes back to San Francisco, and it's clean again. Anyway,
So many layers.
You gonna go Mob E63? That's the thing.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
I got some friends in town. My friend Tom has the most amazing Rambler American-based hot rod you've ever seen.
Oh, wait a minute. Do I know this dude?
I don't know. Tom Jennings out in Silver Lake.
Oh, what is it? A wagon?
No,
Rambler
it's
wagon.
well, it's kind of a convertible now because he cut the top off it. But he's hot rodded. Like it's an engine that nobody. This was like a grandma's car, and he's done things to it that nobody's ever done. It's pretty amazing. So it might be at the thing tomorrow night.
Cool.
Actually. He'll
Is
drive
there
it.
is it a car show also at the
I
thing?
feel
Are
like
people
that'll
bringing
happen. I
cars?
I feel like
People
that'll
bring interesting
invariably
stuff.
happen. Yeah.
You guys have a parking lot?
I think there is.
Okay.
I think
There's
there's
valet parking.
valet
I mean,
parking.
Yeah.
A lot of we tried to do so much things, and then Amazon was like, well. So basically, what
How
we have
about
to do
just
is
drinking and
yeah.
we'll play a teaser reel.
I can make a promise because there's no details attached to it, but we will be back in LA for a car show or something, and we'll do it really nice.
I actually, we're struggling a little bit right now because Trancas is done. That was like the best Cars and Coffee ever, and it's done. And there's not really a good Cars and Coffee right now, and it's been really interesting to watch. People are like kind of like lost.
Is Supercar
be us.
Sunday still happening? In
It
Woodland
is,
Hills?
but like I actually haven't been there in a while. It probably is. Yeah, it is. I'm sure. I haven't
because I
been
think
in a
I get
while.
newsletters from them every so often.
Yeah, but
It just seems like
I don't want
it's going on.
Supercar Sunday. I want like a Citroen Vista. You know?
That
Yeah.
and one may be at our thing tomorrow.
Well, that's
Well, an AX actually.
Yeah.
Citroen AX.
But that's the thing is
Great
that
guy
like
named Joni should bring.
there's a void, and we have to pull 17 people together. But
Yeah.
we've been definitely considering doing this, and honestly, it's a matter of finding the sponsorship to do
Yeah,
it.
money and space. That's really it.
Yeah.
I
'Cause, well-
tried to thought maybe like these beach lots. Because like the problem with all Cars and Coffee is like it's a private lot, so someone gets annoyed and they kick you out, and that's the end of it, right?
It's
But,
not
like,
even someone gets annoyed. So we've gone to places and be like, hey, do we have permission to do this? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. We would love for you to have a car show in our lot. It's only $10,000. Seriously. And it's like, oh, crap, where are we going to come up with $10,000? And everyone thinks,
Yeah.
oh, Jalopnik's loaded. And it's like, no.
not
Have you
burn
read the
10
news
grand on a
stories
car
about
show.
our company? No.
Well, there's also no revenue at the car show unless you have
Sell tickets or-
sell tickets. And
Our
no one
website's
puts
also
attendance
free
down.
for anyone to take,
Yeah.
which is the problem.
Yeah. So it's like, you got to get it
Welcome to
sponsored
their YouTube,
somehow.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything needs like money. Just like basic amounts of things. Like it's shocking. Like I don't like Luft was I keep bringing it up, and I'm sorry because I've recorded a couple of shows in the last couple of days, but Luft was 10,000 people.
Yeah.
And it was like 400 cars in the show.
Whoa.
There was
Wow.
no on-site parking. Like spectators had to park off-site and shuttle in. It was crazy. And I don't even know honestly what tickets were because Pat Long was nice enough to comp me whatever, and it was great, amazing show. He said that the only thing I overheard as far as cost goes, I don't know, the only one I overheard was security. Security was $30,000.
What?
That's that's the only number I know from Luft besides the number of people who were there is how much security cost.
How many security guards were there?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like you need that much.
One,
It's
but I
got to be a
hired him for
permit
the
thing.
year.
I mean, there was enough that it seemed safe and chill, and that I didn't notice their presence really at all. So
Right, I'm just
whatever.
wondering,
They were
like,
plain clothes.
was there, I don't know, unsavory characters expected at this kind of thing?
No, it wasn't that kind of security. It was more like keeping
Like event
people
just
from
shit.
trying to park
Ferrari
on
gangs
site
coming in.
and
Right.
just
Yeah. Ferrari clubs showing up, like the Jets.
West Side Story. This fucking air cool guys going down.
996.
Hey.
What's happening?
You can't have an event in a lumberyard. Well, this is our lumberyard. Huh?
The actually Ferrari Club had a competing event in Pasadena on the same day.
Okay, so
I heard
what
it was cute.
I want to hear. So, as an outsider,
There are probably more girls.
Wait,
at the
what are you
Ferrari one.
outside of? Just curious.
the LA
Oh, okay.
air-cooled scene,
Yeah.
which, as far as I can tell, is the most LA thing that could possibly be.
Oh, did you not get one when you landed?
I did not.
Okay.
No.
Welcome to Los Angeles. Here's your 911T.
They steered me into some sort of yoga line.
Here's your
instead
tight
of the
jeans,
car
your
line.
$400 boots that will never see dirt, and your air-cooled 911.
But I want to hear like overheards at Luft. I want to hear what the scene was like.
they do
There aren't
all
overheards.
air
All
cooled,
these
like,
people
we're-
just come right up to me. They don't have to sneak it.
We're like Corvair guys welcome at this thing.
Corvair's air cooled.
Oh, of course, the Corvair's air cooled. Yeah.
Great.
Beatles.
You didn't hear anyone talking about how their like dog only drinks chai now or something.
No, but I can take you if you want to see the most ridiculous example of that. I can take you there. That's in Venice.
I'm down.
Yeah. There's a grocery store by my house called Erewhon.
I know, I remember.
That makes Whole Foods look like 7-Eleven.
That's true.
And it's like it is so, and the conversations you hear, and B, the things you see on the shelves, and C, the way the entire operation goes on, and then how crowded it is in there all the fucking time, is the most California thing that could ever be.
Kristen, have you ever told the Venice motorcycle guy story?
Yeah.
I'm
so
interested. Let's go.
Last time we were in California. Last time we were here for the LA Auto Show. I think it was like the last morning. We were all about to fly out, and Blake Wrong wanted to get breakfast. So we went to what's the breakfast spot? It's the corner breakfast spot. It's also a motorcycle store in Venice.
Deus
Yes,
Ex Machina.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. We were there. So we're sitting outside and on benches and stuff, and I'm sitting across from my boss, and he gets up and Patrick goes to the bathroom, and while he's in the bathroom,
This is Patrick George, editor-in-chief of Jalopnik.
yes, Jalopnik's super boss. So he gets up and he leaves, and some motorcycles pull up, and it's like behind some hedges, and this guy gets, I think it's the new Ducati Scrambler. I think that's what the bike is. And he like is wearing like a leather motorcycle jacket, like a butternut kind of brown leather with like black jeans.
Yeah.
And a white t-shirt underneath, and he gets up, parks his bike, gets off and pulls off his helmet, and then I
Which was
can't see what he
aubergine.
looks like.
Was it taupe?
Aubergine
No, the helmet
and
was black.
butternut.
The helmet was black. And then he walks around the hedge, and as he's walking around the hedge, my boss comes back to the bathroom. They pass each other, and I look at this man, and this is like the most beautiful man I've ever seen. Like beautiful
Patrick?
beard. No.
He is. Oh, okay.
Patrick's
fine. He fine.
Patrick wasn't this man. Sorry, Patrick. But this man, like perfect hair, like palm, like this nice coif, and the beard was nice, and the skin was really moisturized, blue eyes and everything. And I was like, damn.
Like Ryan Gosling, is that pretty much what we're working
bearded,
with?
like
Bearded
a
Ryan
little
Gosling.
More moisturized.
more moisturized,
Than Ryan
yeah.
Gosling.
Like a wet Ryan Gosling.
But a moist
Like a-
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, look, it's just like a
Damp to the
an
touch.
LA hot guy or whatever. It's fine. And so he sits down, and then Patrick sits down next to me. We catch eyes, and he was like, I was like, yeah, that guy is hot. And we were looking at each other, we're like, shit. And then I'm like,
now?
what do I do now? Should I go talk to him? And then I'm watching him because he's hot, and he gets breakfast, and it's green juice and a banana. And I was like, what?
Yeah. He was on his way to a yoga class.
How do you think you get that moist?
Yeah.
I was telling Jason about it. I was like, Jason, what do you think he eats? What do you think he subsides on? Jason's like,
He's
I
a
don't know, probably
vegan.
sunlight
He
and pussy.
stays
That's
regular.
probably all it is. I think that's all those hot guys
Yeah.
live off of.
Protein.
Did you want him to sit down and
vitamin
just
D.
like get a meat cleaver and like a steak, and he just chops it easy with his hands?
Yeah.
Something a little more substantial than green juice and a banana, I would think, right?
Mhm.
Riding
I
a
agree.
motorcycle is like
Like a
very energy
hoagie he pulls
consuming.
out of his backpack.
But
What?
also,
A
it was
hoagie he
like-
pulls out of his backpack. It was clearly a party sub at one time.
You know how hard it is to be that thin and good looking? That shit takes a lot of fucking work, even if you're already kind of thin and good looking. I know from other people.
It was
Don't
the
ask
most.
me.
It was the most fucking Venice thing that I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
entire life.
Yeah.
And I think about that like once a week.
Well, you
I think about it
went
once
to
a
the
week.
most.
Not like him, not his face. I've already forgotten what he looks like, but the whole just like I checked out a guy with my boss, and then he had green juice, and then we all thought about it afterwards.
What is the green
How
juice
progressive
exactly?
of you.
I
It's
know.
like wheatgrass.
Oh, wheatgrass, right,
It's
right.
fucking gross.
Well,
So
wheatgrass
Lawn
is
trimmings and
gross.
tap water.
It's
basically.
super nasty.
I got green juice today with lunch, but it was like I was in the desert where they don't have vegetables, and so I
it was
needed
like
to mainline
Sprite with
vegetables.
green pickle juice.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
here's iceberg lettuce you can see through, and that's your salad or whatever. Yeah.
But that place where your story happened, Kristen, is about 100 yards from the grocery store I was just talking about.
He probably shops there to get his pussy and vitamin D.
It's-
so I'm like, yeah.
Hey, are you guys?
It's
Do you
to
guys
put
have
the fake
pussy?
food
I'm
in
out.
his fake apartment for when the ladies come over.
I throw in a Pokeball like twice a week, but only before I do like Pilates. and then he looks all tough on his bike, right?
He
but
does.
That guy,
he had like a necklace too. I was like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out. Like,
no,
why do
that
you look
dude is
like
not
that?
tough. No.
Making my day.
The problem is the actual tough people in this area, like you don't want any part of, like
No.
surf gangsters that have like full back piece, like Venice.
Yep.
You know, the full back piece.
And they are not moisturized,
Real-
Kristen.
No,
high
no,
sauce.
no.
Yeah.
They don't eat bananas for breakfast.
No, they
No.
don't need to moisturize because their body is just salt proofed from the
It's
fucking
just like
ocean.
it's like the salt pork they had on
Perma-bronze.
Clipper ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You don't. That's the actual Venice.
Well, now
stuff
I know
there.
Patrick's taste in men.
Yeah, it's good to know.
I think it's valuable information.
A little disappointing to those of us who don't meet the standard,
Yeah.
but whatever.
That place is like the epicenter of Venice hipsterness.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
What's funny about a place like Deus is, first off, that's where Luft 1 was, if you can believe
Oh
that,
my
which is
God.
funny.
It's not a big area.
No, there was like 8 cars.
2 cars.
Yeah.
We got into a parking jam.
Yeah, we
trying
did.
to get
Trying
out
to
of
get
that
out. Yeah, I
parking
remember
lot.
that. There's, yeah.
that could happen.
I think
but
we were the only car.
they also do. There was like 47 Triumph Bonnevilles, though. It's also, they try really hard to make that place like locally, quote, authentic, but that's like a multinational, chain, and they're
That
all
blew
over
my
the
mind
world.
when I found that out.
Yeah,
I was,
yeah.
I
That's a
was
chain?
pretty-
But it's
yeah.
an Australian company, and they have global. They have stores in hipster markets all over the world.
I don't know. I went in there and I started getting hives. I had to leave. Couldn't do it.
The men were too thin and
$50 T-shirts.
good looking.
More.
Just a motorcycle
More.
just sitting there, like
They had one in
buy
there,
this
yeah.
On a
15
pile
grand.
of
Yeah.
books. Like, that's a place
Yeah.
to put a motorcycle.
No, but that's such marketing. It's making me so angry.
On
Hey, I'm
motorcycles
well
on
read,
a
but I'm
pile of
also
books.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
also
like a
like,
center.
it was like something like
was
that.
it partially cut away?
I don't
or-
remember. I don't. It was like some.
Was the book called like How to Make a Swarthy Doily or something like that?
Swarthy doily. That sounds like a filthy thing you do to somebody in the third world.
Do the swarthy doily.
Swarthy doily.
Yeah.
Terrible sound.
I'll tell you what.
That's where oh man, there's so
Can
many
you
ideas.
define swarthy? Swarthy?
Swarthy?
Swarthy.
Swarthy?
Swarthy.
What's the definition of swarthy?
I think it's a euphemism for ethnic in a lot of ways.
What?
Oh, I wasn't
Swarthy is
going
like
that way.
dark, often hirsute.
I was not thinking of that.
Oh, what
I
were
thought
you thinking?
swarthy
I always
was
thought it was like kind of rough.
rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rough person.
Is it rough?
Okay.
I thought it was like
We could
I mean, I think you're also still talking about ethnic takes there.
Oh, boy.
No,
you know, rough guys.
What do they say?
no, like people that work with their hands. Kind of. I
Listen,
don't know.
Google's not racist. Let's get
Oh,
from...
you are right.
No, you're right.
Dark
It's
skin.
dark skin.
Oh,
It is,
shit.
okay.
All right, Chris and I can't use that anymore.
Nope.
Dark skin, they do
Y'all-
blue collar.
I can.
People
You
sick
can.
manual labor.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
This is one rare time where both a white person and non-white person have been racist together. So I think we should
Oh,
celebrate
we should.
that.
That's kind of
and
beautiful.
also, we should,
Celebrate.
I
Yeah.
love it.
All right.
Can I plug my book?
Yeah.
It's not done yet.
Yes.
Is
So
it called Swarthy, the
I'm like
Torchinsky
Elio.
story? What?
I'm like Elio. Like I'm trying to sell things that may never happen. No, I actually think I have a better shot of finishing my book than anybody has of buying an Elio.
Yeah.
I think.
Except Ronnie Schreiber, who's all in.
Was he all in?
I don't know if he's still all in. I make fun
Did
of
he-
Ronnie, but he's a genius. I love him.
He does with a hat with the press thing, which I always respected about Ronnie.
He's got his Gimli hat.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Ronnie knows his stuff. But yeah,
He's
no,
a fucking genius, that guy. He invented a musical instrument that's real crazy.
oh, that reminds me of something else. You want to hear something exciting?
Yes.
And it's auto related. So, I don't know if you guys. So Link and Company, those guys.
Yeah. Well, what do they do again?
All right, so it's like part Volvo, but they make like SUVs, and they want to do this big car sharing thing. Okay. So I don't think they really thought it out a lot. And I had this idea a while back about if they're gonna do this. Like everybody has so much shit in their car, they don't want other people to see. If you actually do go to work and you want to make money by letting some stranger take your car, you got to have a place to lock your crap.
Yeah.
So I basically proposed this concept of this kind of lockable box unit that would be used for that. And the Lincoln Company people are going to fly me out to Sweden and talk to about actually implementing it in the car.
So this time you can patent something.
I can. I think I can figure it out. So
Wow.
I'm very excited.
Actually
by
get
that.
credit and patent. And,
Something.
and that's
Probably
awesome.
zero money, but I'm still excited.
That's
That
still a
is very
thing.
exciting.
It's still a thing, right?
Recognition, if you're not going to
Right.
get paid, is nice.
So and I have ideas, so I'm excited about that. So yeah,
The book.
Oh
The
right.
book.
Oh yeah. But
is
so,
it something like this?
no, it's not like that. That's for animals. Tackle box. No. It's not like that somehow. No, it's
I bet it's kind of like that.
It's that.
I'm not gonna make fun because one day I'll be standing outside your mansion. I'll be like, I made a joke about
four
this.
wood screws, putting it in the armrest, and that's it. No, it's 3 wood. No, I'm
cool.
gonna. So this book. So I have to do. I was asked to do a book about autonomous cars. So I'm gonna write a book. I started.
You were asked.
I was asked
to do a book about autonomous cars.
Because that's not the book I wanted to write. I wanted to write about pre-1880s cars. Cause that's what I really
Of
love.
course you fucking
and
did.
somehow they thought that wouldn't
They were
sell.
like, I'm sorry, Jason, we just don't see the mass appeal
No.
of this.
But they said, we'd like a book about autonomous cars written by someone everyone knows is an idiot, and that's why we came to you.
They're so hot right now.
I can hear Alex Roy crying.
Yeah.
I hope he's not angry.
He won't be angry at you. He'll be angry at that.
The system.
And then somehow Dan Neal also.
He's
Not
read
Doug
enough
DeMuro.
books.
He's gonna be
Or
mad
Doug.
at Doug. Yeah.
No, that's Jack. Jack has the Doug hatred.
No.
more so.
Alex also.
Does Alex also have the Doug
yeah,
hatred?
Yeah.
Which is funny because Doug is the nicest guy in the world.
You cannot knock Doug's hustle. His hustle is
yeah.
extremely strong. I can't knock his hustle at all. So,
Yeah.
do you? I mean,
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. This man's an idiot.
that
Why
was-
would I read anything by
I was just thinking that. I really like your illustrations, but maybe
a drooling
maybe
simpleton.
A graphic novel.
Yeah. Well, no, what I'm
You should
good.
do a graphic novel. I mean,
They
really,
take
this-
so long. I did one once. But
Are you kidding me? You've been here for an hour. You have like 3 pages.
All you have to do is put him on a podcast, and you'll have a graphic novel by the time you're done.
Yeah.
This will be a little incoherent.
That's unbelievable that you can do that and talk coherently.
It's the only way I
at the
can
same
talk
time.
coherently.
How interesting.
Yeah, actually, it is a lot easier.
Really weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Vehicle.
Okay, so
what are you going to write about?
All right, well, I want it to be like, it's going to be, I've done a lot of musing about autonomous vehicles on the site, and it's going to be similar ideas to that, and also a lot about the value of people driving, because I think that's valuable too. And I don't think it's going to happen as quick or as big as everyone thinks, autonomous vehicles, but they're going to be something. And I want to take the approach that these things are robots. This will be the first mass deployment of robots that could kill you that we've ever had. I mean, sure, there's plenty of Roombas around, but they'd all have to really get together and figure some shit out if they're going to fuck you up. But autonomous cars, a different story.
Can I just point out that in Minority Report, which
Yes.
is the authority on
Absolutely.
future post-apocalyptic autonomous vehicle
Yes.
stuff, in the city, autonomous pods. But then he jacks the Lexus,
Yeah.
goes out to the country, self-drive.
Yeah.
That makes no sense in the city because self-driving cars can't drive in the city. They can only drive in the countryside. The movie got it backwards.
Well, they'll figure something out.
Movie got a lot of things back.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the only flaw in that movie.
Really, which part?
The psychics who live in milk baths. It's not milk, people. Wake the fuck up. It's not milk. It's going to be
that I
a
could
gravy. A
suspend my
psychic
disbelief
gravy.
Listen, Alex Jones said that was real. And I
It's
only-
real. It's just wrong.
I follow Alex.
If you lay in a bath of milk, you'll be able to understand the entire world.
Alex Jones milk for sale on our website. Keep the doors open in this place, folks. We need you. We need you.
Not for drinking, only for laying inside, of course.
To see the future crimes.
The government doesn't want you to have the special milk. By the way, we are also selling the special milk if you want to help us keep this moving. If you want to help keep the truth alive, by the way, we are also selling truth in a box that you can open and then inhale.
Yeah, Zach.
Do you remember that video when it was like someone? I think it was John Oliver who broke down like every time he talks about a subject, it would be followed with a commercial related to the subject from Alex Jones' store.
Like those crisis actors you
Yeah,
could buy.
no,
Insane.
I watched the segment.
It's real
He tells
scary.
you what to be afraid of and then immediately sells you something for it. Like that whole they're turning the frogs gay, that really famous thing. That's immediately followed by a pitch
Aquarium
for water
sale.
filters. For like fucking Alex Jones brand Brita filters.
I thought it was going to be for like frog cock rings.
No, to filter the shit out of the water.
What are you guys doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm
turning
just saying.
frogs gay, bro.
That's
Yeah.
right. And then you got to sell the thing after.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, shit, I don't have nothing.
Okay, so first you got
my
to be
book.
really afraid of Jason's
Gotta keep the lights
book,
on in this
and
place,
then-
folks. Buy my fucking shirts. Shirts. You gotta say it. Shirts.
Autonomous cars are going to take over, but then if you buy this book, you'll understand them. That kind of thing. Is that what we're looking for?
Sorta. Yeah, but it's I'm going to have a lot of stuff in there. I'm going to have, hopefully it'll be fun. Go ahead, Ralph.
I'd also like to act as a hype man to point out that you were one of the early people to have or I think the first take I saw where it was like everyone thinks that autonomous cars are going to give you all this free time.
Oh, no,
But you won't be.
that's not
you won't
true.
be sitting there focusing on the
No.
road, but that's a lie.
It is because look, the two things you can still do and nobody bothers you are take a dump or drive. And I'm sorry to keep going back to it, but like you say,
People
I'm
enjoy
driving
those
6
times.
hours.
Yeah.
Everyone pretty much leaves you alone. Same if you take a dump for 6 hours. But once an autonomous cars happen and people expect you to be in them, then you have to be productive for that time, and we're
True.
going to lose that.
Same
Okay.
like with a smartphone. Now people expect
Right,
you to
everywhere.
respond to
And that's a
emails
problem.
24 hours a day.
True. But I had this thought literally 2 days ago is I wonder if, because that will definitely be the case, you're totally right, if employers will then allow people to like leave at 3 but work from their car and then stop working if they arrive, like here a 2-hour commute. But then you can arrive home at 5 and actually be home with your family. That would be the benefit. if
That
y'all
would be
do
the
that.
ideal, but let's think about the way the world actually
Very-
works.
very good
They're
point.
just going to work your
That's
ass
totally
on the
true.
way home, too.
Facebook has the shuttles with the Wi-Fi on them.
Yep.
You can
See?
do your shit on them.
Yeah, it's not for you.
What time do they have
It's
to
for
be
my
there?
fiance, actually.
Do they have to be there every day at 9, leave at 5, but still work on the shuttle?
No, Facebook is very flexible. Actually, what's funny about Facebook, and I genuinely don't think I'm divulging any company secrets. And if I am,
But if you are, it's
sorry,
exciting.
sweetheart. Is that you would expect that I'm super cynical about any of that stuff, and so it's like, yeah, they got the free food and they got the dry cleaning and they got all that shit there, and I'm like, yeah, that's to keep you there. Rah, rah, rah. In my experience, just popping in to the facilities, it doesn't seem like those things are making people work themselves into death. If I had to actually say anything, it's that it's making young, smart, but inexperienced out of college hires very fucking spoiled. That's what I would say it's doing. And it's not making them like live there.
I guess
And
that's
selfishly,
Well-
Hannah being able to eat there all the time means she doesn't spend any money. Well, she's
Totally.
in Palo Alto, so
Well, not to mention like the amount of time that, especially in this city, that we lose going to the next thing.
Yeah.
If you can do those things at work, like
Yeah.
that would save you. That would save me a ton of time.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's the on campus dry cleaner is like 100 yards from her desk. It's convenient. It's not bad.
And that's all paid for?
It's all free.
Oh man,
That's
I would
how
dry
much-
clean my
It's how much
jeans.
your data's worth.
We have that ornithologist on staff.
There's a
true.
bunch
Saves a
of
lot
shit.
of
Very
time.
helpful. Yeah.
Remember all the time we used to spend in line at the fucking ornithologist?
Yeah.
They got a
helps.
bunch of shit
That's a
up there that's
lifesaver.
free. They got free smoothies on the roof. They had to build a park on the roof of their huge buildings. Wow. It's actually for a thing called LID. It's like low impact development. So you actually build, it filters rainwater and blah, blah, blah. It's like a whole thing. So there's a park on the roof and there's a smoothie bar on the roof.
Free
and it's
green juice, pussy, dick, anything
Yeah, all
you
the
want. up
coffee, all the
there.
food,
Yeah.
all that shit's free. And there's like they take your car to service if you need to do
Really?
that. Yeah, there's like a bunch of buildings. There's a lot of buildings. So there's like bikes, like city bikes or whatever, obviously free that you can ride between the buildings. And there's like shuttles and stuff. It's
I'd want to find the
crazy
limit
operation.
of the maintenance thing. Like if you bought an Alpha, would they always take your car to service? They'd be like,
Well,
look,
and that's the thing. Do they pay for that service? Because my Lexus, it needs a valve cover gasket.
Yeah, you
if
just
I
get
just
a-
park it in
get
the
a
lot,
temp job there.
like,
Yeah.
no, I don't even want a temp job. I just want to see if I park it there, things will
No,
happen.
no. Make it harder for them. Bring the Yugo.
Oh,
They'd be
Yugo's
like,
actually
"What?
running real nice these days.
I've
These
heard
days.
Better
about
than the
these.
Lexus.
How is he owning a Yugo?
Miserable.
Is it?
It's absolutely miserable. Well, because the thing is,
Is there any amount of
every
joy
t-
in it?
yeah,
gotta
there is
be.
joy. There is joy in it.
Right
But it's like right now when
Talking
I'm not
about
in
it.
Yeah, when I'm talking about it. But like when you're
3,000
in
miles
it,
away.
when
I
you're
can't hear
in
you
it, it's
here.
so small, and the walls you could poke through them, so that you just know, and it's like I'm gonna get hit by a bus, and then
Yeah.
like that's
How
it.
many horsepower did that thing have? 45?
67.
See, like,
Fast.
that's way more
How
than
many
how.
cylinders is it?
4.
It's 4. Okay.
It's a Lamborghini engine. You know, it's basically a Ferrari.
It's a Lamborghini engine?
Yeah.
Did he design that engine?
Absolutely. Absolutely for Fiat in the 60s.
How many seats was it?
So it's,
1,200?
13. It was with fuel injection. With fuel injection.
I imagine it's pretty
But
terrible.
yeah, I'm probably gonna sell it soon.
But wait, but you then have a Lexus that's worse?
Yeah.
Why is it worse?
Well,
No,
because
it's not.
it's a low mileage Lexus. Unlike you,
So what?
I,
Who
an
gives a shit if
idiot.
It's low mileage.
Well, because all the rubber bits disintegrated.
Oh fuck! Really?
Yeah,
And they're
so-
all expensive.
Yes, quite. So I got the valve cover gasket, which is not that bad, but then the rear main
I
seal
did
and
those.
like,
Rear main seal's really expensive.
isn't it?
Valve cover
Yeah.
should be pretty cheap, though. It's right there. You don't have to live-
the wheelbase of his car is as
Yeah.
long as a parking space is wide.
yeah, yes, it is. It's helpful.
That how much was that Yugo?
Freddie Tavares,
Gave it to
asshole,
him.
gave it to me.
Yeah.
And I've only had to put $3,000 of my own money into it since.
Is it bigger than... I
Me
wonder if
and,
my POW is smaller than that.
Me and Rob Ferretti registered online for Barrett Jackson a few years ago to bid on the lowest mileage Yugo convertible in the world. It had like under 1,000 miles on it. And we were like, we were going to bid this thing. We're going to buy it, drive it off the stage, and smash it into a lamp pole in the parking lot. of Barrett Jackson.
You would die.
Well,
You
we had
would
a
die.
conversation that was like, okay, you know, what is this goof worth? You know, we decided the goof was worth about $4,000. That's what killing the last perfect Yugo was worth.
No, I've seen pristine ones on Craigslist.
Bro, it went for like 11.5. We were like,
It is the convertible one.
No, you know
it
what?
was the convertible.
Actually, I totally believe that because I get emails anytime I write about my Yugo. I get emails
Yeah.
from people like Yugo stands who are like, "Oh my god, you have one? Can I buy it? I have
You
12.
need to go around and
I'm like,
interview all
whoa.
those people, dude.
I'm afraid.
You should be.
I'll be one of
you
them.
You should be.
You already are.
Yeah, it's an appealing little car.
Did you actually go up and meet?
Someone meeting people that are the fans of really, really terrible cars is all. We did a thing back in the day. Me and Morningstar interviewed the guy who wrote the Wikipedia page on the Vega. It's the world's largest Vega.
Now,
Zach,
is he
get
an
me the
apologist?
Wikipedia page for the Chevrolet Vega because wait do you see how long this is. This guy.
Same engine coating material as
start-
used
just
in
start
Porsche
scroll-
Le Mans cars.
Start scrolling down. Look at the size of the thing. Pull it up. Pull it
Whoa.
up. Pull it up. We went to interview the dude who is the one person that wrote this shit.
DeLorean influence is one of the. Wow.
Oh my god!
Just start scrolling down and just see how long this goes, dude. History.
What I want to know is, does this guy
I was
is he
in
an
this guy's
apologist
house.
and does he is he defensive or does he acknowledge what a hunk of shit?
Wait, who did the really? What was the
No.
Honda Pilot that had a crazy long one, or the Ridgeline?
Pilot.
Oh yeah, it was
Pilot
the
is-
Ridgeline.
It was the Ridgeline. The
Ridgeline.
Ridgeline has a crazy long one.
Really? They've got to have a
Crazy
guy
long
just
one.
like this.
We
Did
did. We interviewed him.
You did?
It's
What is
one
there
guy.
left to write about?
They shipped them vertically.
He's not even
That's
getting
awesome,
started.
actually.
Which is
The
awesome.
shipping thing is cool.
They rusted almost immediately. That's exciting.
That
This
is exciting.
dude was the biggest Vega nerd.
They're
He
kinda nice
owns
looking.
2 of them. He had one like what was the good one? What was the good one?
Cosworth
Cosworth
Vega.
Vega. Yeah, he had
Yeah.
a Cosworth Vega. And oh my god, it's like we're not even we're like halfway through.
We're only on engine. I'm serious.
Wow, he's got the production speed.
Production
oh my
speed.
god! Wow. The cafeteria menus from the eras they built them are there. That's
Vertical
amazing.
rail transport
Oh,
is actually
this
quite
was the-
interesting.
It is
yeah.
interesting.
Fastest
I had,
rate of production in the world at the time. Is that correct?
we had a
How many?
video.
100 Vegas an hour.
Whoa.
That's too many
A
Vegas.
special GM slapdash initiative.
We had a video guy come in at Jalopnik, and I was showing him the picture of the vertical thing, and
Yeah.
he was just like, "Wow, so did that work?" I was like, "No."
The shipping thing
Almost
worked.
worked. Yeah, it's just they put fluids in it before.
Oh, did
Yeah,
it?
no,
Did that
that was
actually cause problems?
That
Did
was
it
because
fill with oil?
all the oil
And
is
all the
gonna
reference
go.
You gotta be
material?
kidding me.
Yeah,
They
that was
unload 300 cars. The dealers
Check out the Ridgeline Wikipedia page. It's
Wow.
insane.
Does it say the guy's name on the bottom of this thing before you leave? The guy, is there like a bio somewhere?
Well, there's an obituary because he died after he wrote it of the effort.
it doesn't say, right?
There was actually a Wikipedia talk fight, which I wanted to turn into an article.
Wait, what?
There's two
Can you get the mic closer to your face?
Oh, there I was reading the Wikipedia talk page of I don't even remember what article, but in it,
the Ridgelines is
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah, Ridgeline's great.
This is like 3 times
Sorry,
longer.
go ahead, Raph. While Zach scrolls the
God,
it's so
there's
cool.
charts.
Look,
The graphics really
the
make
first sentence is when the Big Bang happened, atoms from around the world
it.
combined.
10,000 years ago.
Sweet,
We
merciful.
need to put these two guys right in
Oh my God.
a demolition derby, Vega versus Ridgeline, and let them crash each other to death.
Well, I found
Okay.
I like through a whole thing. It was like some Wikipedia page where someone was just like, "This editor must be removed from this page," and someone else on a later one was just like, "Thank you for putting up with like the drama that happened with that other editor." And I start clicking through, and the only thing that I could find of the two of them talking together was one of them claiming that the Yugo was a good car, and the other one was just like, "This guy's full of it," and like,
Wow.
I really want. It was like a 10-year-old conversation. I want to find the two people and have them like
Yeah.
do an oral
it out.
history of their Wikipedia editing beef
Have
over
them do
the
a
Yugo.
drunk history together. Yes,
And
that's great.
I wanted one of our writers to do it, but he he didn't want to because he was afraid, because one of them was threatening the other one, like he would show up to his house.
Who was it? Ryan? Was it Ryan?
They should
It
like
was Ryan
they
Feldman.
should-
It was the investigation that he would not undertake.
You should like have them joust in Yugos or something.
I would have loved to. I would have loved to.
Play chicken. You solve this easy. Chicken. Just game of chicken. Done.
Yeah.
One of you is fucking dead. That's the end of that one. We got a bunch of super chat questions, don't we? Yeah, we should probably get to
Yeah.
those.
Let's hear what the
and then
people have to say.
And then look, I have this big note at the end because I brain farted, and we have to do that. But just fine, we can do it. We'll do it.
We have a couple of just awesome donations, which is sweet, and then we have. Is this a statement or a question?
Someone says let Raph be on the podcast,
He
and I can say
was.
unequivocally that's a mistake.
He is. He was some. That one was written before. He was just on the podcast.
What this?
Like the last time we was here, it was like the Raph and Balaban show. It was supposed to be the Jason and Kristen show,
sorry. We're leaving
and
it.
y'all's are fucking it up.
Okay, we're gonna hold our breath until Balvin comes on again, and none of us will die.
Yeah.
That to me, like you've been really fun just giving you shit.
All right. Can we have an urban all cars go to heaven in L.A. with what does that say?
Diners.
Diners, bars, and bathroom reviews. We're gonna need Mr. Regular for that.
Yes.
For the third one.
We did some bathroom reviewing. Now Pans does not.
Pans
have a good
doesn't have a
rating.
good one, and the other one is the Prince of Wales. Don't poop there.
At least the door locks. The cock and bull, that British place, is not good.
Oh, it's good bar trivia. If you want
Yes.
good bar trivia tonight on a Thursday night at Cock and Bull in Venice,
BYO bathroom.
BYO bathroom.
Just go in the ocean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's
That's like
convenient.
3 miles from that
Possibility.
particular bar, but yes.
Just bring a duffel bag.
What's your dream?
Okay,
You never did that. The old duffel bag trick at a bar? No.
Wait, the old what?
The old defecated the duffel bag trick.
Duffel bag? What?
Like a good
Have you done that?
Don't sleep on proteins.
No.
Wow.
Definitely
Tonight,
not
though.
legally.
And they want you to write a book.
Are all of your couches brown?
Only in the patches that have been defecated upon.
UV light, son.
Yeah.
UV light. That yellow couch has no hope. What is your dream classic car with a modern engine swap?
And Matt, you can't say voodoo in the Fox body again.
That is voodoo in my Fox body. Mm-hmm.
Okay, dream classic modern engine swap. I would do Amphicar with like the latest Mazda rotary you can get. Just
That sounds fun.
The one in the RX-8?
The one in the RX-8, yeah. But I'd want an Amphicar because they're great.
Yeah, but with that much power, you definitely would blow all the seals and water would just
You would,
come
but
in
think of the
dashboard.
wakes you would throw in the moments before you sank.
I would love a scene to be CGI'd or something in a movie where like an Amphicar is just mobbing, like a Miami Vice scene or something where they take this Amphicar and go, it's like a Donzi.
I got to drive one once into a lake, and the moment that it's at its best is the moment where you're going into the lake.
That whole thing exists for that one
and it's
dive.
worth it. It's fucking worth it.
There's some like, what's a Gibbs? Gibbs Aquada.
Gibbs Aquada, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gibbs builds the quad ski, the
Yeah.
ATV that's a jet
There's
ski.
one that looks like a Jeep also that somebody makes.
Yeah,
They make 3 different models of things.
they do.
Gibbs does, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kristen, what would be your ultimate modern engine old car?
I'd put that supercharged V6, the Jag supercharged V6, in another Jag, in an XK 140.
Oh, how lovely.
I think that'd be nice.
That would be nice.
That would be very nice.
I don't know if a V would fit. Might have to go inline.
Might. Yeah, I mean, it
do
already
inline.
comes with
Do a
an inline.
transverse.
I know.
Parts of the body cut out.
Yeah, yeah. We'll do that.
Well, that would be even more applicable when they go to inline, I think, next year. Is it next year?
There are rumors that they are phasing out that supercharged V6.
Yeah, because they're going to go inline, I think.
Probably.
Like
Radial. I heard radial.
Did you see that radial engine truck at SEMA?
No.
Wait,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think you sent me a picture of it.
Yeah, I
yeah,
did.
Yeah,
How many
yeah,
cylinders?
yeah.
I was like, I think,
It was
yeah.
like 8 or something?
It was, Zach, can you get a picture
7
of
or
the
5?
radial engine
I love radial
truck
engines.
from SEMA, SEMA 2017? There it is.
Oh, that's wonderful. Let's see. 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
that's roughly the picture I sent you.
I think it's like a 9. 1, 3.
That's a lot.
I think 9.
9?
Numbers don't
8?
go
They're
that
usually
high,
they're
Jason.
usually
1, 2,
odd
3,
numbers.
4, 5, 6. I think that's 8.
Maybe.
I mean, I can see 7, and there's probably another one down here.
Oh, that would be, it's 16, right? A 16 cylinder?
No, I don't think 16.
I'll find out.
Radial engine powered 39. That thing apparently drives. Someone sent me a video of it moving under something resembling its own
It's
power.
an old aircraft engine. Oh yeah, Cessna. It's air cooled too.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh boy, skip that. What does it say? How many cylinders it is? Da 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 da. No. This is great radio, guys.
This is good radio. I like
Keep talking.
looking at a
Molly finds
page.
that.
7 cylinders, 14 spark
7.
plugs.
I love odd numbers.
Let's put it in a Miata.
That?
That'll be the
Yeah,
swap.
that's good.
Yes.
Now we're playing Forza.
Radial engine, yeah, seems
Or
pretty cool.
horizontally on top of the hood with a 90-degree
Yeah.
That's-
An L drive
That's
shaft.
real
That-
cool.
That seems strong. No issues with
If anything
that.
goes wrong, at least you know
Put
exactly
it on
what
the top,
it is.
like a hat.
Yeah, like
It's
a
like
hat,
like taking a helicopter but converting it to a car.
Yes.
Great.
Like the Leno turbine car is like that, right?
That thing's insane. No, well,
Oh,
if the engine was
mounting
mounted up,
vertical. Yeah.
and then you have the 90-degree shaft.
Oh, so someone, I'm so Hollywood. Here's a LA name drop. Jeff Dunham, the comedian.
Sure, yeah, with the
He's got
puppet guy?
The puppet guy.
Puppet guy. He has
He's
a lot of
actually,
cars.
if you go to Supercar Sunday, he's a Supercar Sunday regular.
Oh.
And he has some very interesting and some very fucking weird cars. He
We've
couldn't
written
be
about
any
him.
nicer. He's a sweetheart. But he has a Tim Burton Batmobile.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And it's powered by an LS7. Okay,
Oh,
which
the
is
7-liter?
the Z06
Out of the
engine.
Z06.
Yeah, there's a picture of it. So that's it, right? But get this. So you'd think it would be like kind of fast. But he said, yeah, it does have a lot of power, but in order to get the engine is in the front where you kind of would expect it to be. In order to get the power around the fucking cockpit, it has to go straight out the back where it makes a 90-degree turn and goes down. It then makes another 90-degree turn and goes back underneath the carpet where it goes out to the differential.
Wait, it's a U-shaped drive
the
shaft?
drive
Like
shaft has a chicane in it.
So there's no trans tunnel room? Is that why? Like you want to
That's
keep the
why.
Why
cockpit?
doesn't he
That's
just make
completely
it
fine.
front drive then?
What?
Wasn't it like a GM truck chassis or
way
something?
Too practical.
Because it'd be
it's on
terrible.
some big body something or other chassis. Yeah, and
Seems more
and-
practical.
Well, he said he just is like,
Just
if you
seems
go more than a quarter throttle, you'll just grenade the entire thing. It's basically for like, he pulls it out for like the Christmas, car show and shit like that. I mean, it's a movie prop. It's got enough power to move under its own power.
Is that a ZR1 in the picture behind
That
him?
is a C6
Yep.
ZR1.
You should do the truck thing where you split the drive shaft and you have one go to each wheel.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a Y shape.
Yeah, I listen. You fucking
Too
see
late,
the Supercar
Raph.
Sunday.
Puppet
you,
guy called
Why don't
me.
you suggest that? You suggest that to Jeff Dunham and see how he likes your suggestion. It does move. It does move under its own power. Yeah, I'm sticking with my putting a Voodoo engine in my Fox body. That's a great old car new engine.
I think S2000 engine in the original GTR would be quite fun. Not too creative, but be sweet.
Yeah. Is there going to be a return to sport trucks like the Lightning, Ram SRT10, or is it just going to be the Raptors, etc. for let's say trolling parking lots?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm reading from far away.
Isn't there a
What do you guys
Raptor
think?
Ranger coming or something?
There's a Raptor Ranger.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is.
Which is going to be sweet.
I, for one, am stoked that trucks are being made to do truck things and not being made to do sports car things. I'm happy about that.
You know what sports truck I think is fascinating? We just wrote about the Little Red Express, which was great because it was a muscle car truck that was made because it was of a loophole.
Yeah.
Because at the early emissions era, you could skip
Yeah.
if you were a truck. And
Zach went to make a film with one for Drive,
Yep,
actually.
big muscle,
really?
yeah, big
I
muscle.
saw one on the road, like back in North Carolina. I saw one being towed, like an original one, all not yet restored. It was very exciting.
Very weird, interesting idea, but
Weird
yeah,
idea.
loophole,
Big
huge
vertical
engine,
stacks.
went kind of
Yeah.
quick, vertical stacks.
It was like fastest car 0 to 100
Oh,
when they
it
tested
was.
it back in the day.
Yeah, it had a really fast, 0 to 100 time. Was it 0 to 60?
It
Did
was
it make it to 100?
No, it was 0 to 100 was the thing that it was the fastest at.
I remember the fucking Typhoon was fast from
hilarious.
0 to 60, and then that was the
It
end
was
of
the
that.
fastest American-made vehicle from 0 to 100 in 1978.
And
And
does
that's
it say what
compared to
that
a Mustang
time, what was the
too.
time?
78.
Do you have the time?
Doesn't have the time up here that I could find
Still
quickly,
slow
but
as fuck.
Within the year of 78,
so
though.
slow. Yeah.
But this was when like the guys driving Corvettes had a faster heart rate than that car could do. 0
yeah.
to 60.
Like the 140.
No, my God, I got a new vet. It's good. It's got a V8, makes about 130 horsepower.
Oh my God! You want me to tell you what makes a GM engineer really annoyed? If you refer to one of their classic models as the Dirk Diggler Corvette, they don't like that very much.
It's a shame.
Someone was like, "Oh, the one from this year." I'm like, "Oh, the Dirk Diggler one." They're like,
He could have
yes.
bought anything. That's the thing. It shouldn't be ashamed.
Scotty bought a 240Z.
Yeah, he did.
More like Scotty.
Yeah. That's true. I don't usually think about it, but Scotty probably made the wiser choice.
In hindsight, Scotty actually had the better car. The
wait.
return to the trucks.
Is that Richard Chen?
Yep. He says,
Oh, hell yeah.
you want to give him a shout out? He says, thanks
Thank you,
to
Richard
you,
Chen.
Kristen, for 15 minutes of post-Bradwood internet fame.
Aw.
Aw.
Is that the
Richard.
Coke guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not the fake Coke guy. The guy who carried the bag
No,
of
that's
sugar on
the
the
ass of
airplane.
the fake Coke guy.
Yeah.
God bless.
That
He is?
guy? Richard Chen.
Yeah.
Isn't that the guy who,
Yeah.
that's the guy who
That guy
carried the
is
It's
sugar on the
amazing.
airplane?
Yeah.
So awesome.
You're a
Oh,
hero,
so
sir.
awesome.
Good job.
You don't need to pay us. We should be paying you. But to answer the guy's question before we get too off it, I like that they're making the Raptor and shit. And I just was on Lincoln Boulevard over here and saw my first Trackhawk in the wild. And the guy turned onto Lincoln and had an open light from Marina Del Rey to Washington and put his foot to the floor. And first off, this thing echoed like, and then he was out. So my answer is fast SUVs have replaced fast pickup trucks. Yeah, that's
probably true.
That's pretty much.
It'll stay that way.
Trackhawk was out so fast, but the dude driving it was the broiest bro.
Who else is buying those things?
Flat bill, wraparounds.
I saw like a 55-year-old woman in Santa Cruz pull up to the Whole Foods
In a
with kids
Trackhawk?
in a Trackhawk and
Hell
leave it
yeah.
idling and went inside. I was like,
Hell yeah.
what?
That was, like a racing driver, right? No.
She was just single-handedly fighting against the entire movement of that city and that store, I think.
I like that that's happening in Santa Cruz.
Hilarious.
It's like a big go fuck yourself in that city.
Oh, totally.
It's a land of shitty used Priuses. It is.
It is.
Great roads. It's all they
100%.
drive in Santa Cruz.
Very
used
true.
Priuses and Tacomas with surfboard wrecks. That's basically it. Anything else? Is that the end?
No, a lot of real cool donations. Just people thanking us for content.
Cool. What else do you guys want to talk about? What else is going on in your car universes, Kristen? Anything fun happening? Drive anything good recently?
Well, remember I was texting you about that Rust issue?
Yes.
So
Wah, wah. What happened?
I wound up not getting it fixed.
Wait, what?
Wait,
what
catch
rest
up,
issue?
catch up.
Okay, I'm
everybody
gonna
else.
catch everyone else up. So
They don't read my texts.
No,
Not ever since you disabled them from this computer.
They used to come up during the show like ding. Wait,
Hannah
catch
know?
everybody up.
Okay, so I have a 2002 Mercedes C-Class sedan, and a few years ago I started noticing that there was some rust developing on the door panels.
It's not just any C-Class.
No, it's not just any C-Class.
It's a rusty C-Class.
It's a rust.
There are many like it, but this one is mine.
It's blue. It's a C32 AMG. So I noticed some rust, and I took it in to a guy in 2014, and he's like, yeah, rust is kind of like cancer, so we can't really do anything about it. We can, sand
Make
it down.
it comfortable.
Its final days. Live out its
very
final
good.
days in a patch of sunlight.
Yeah.
Keep it dry.
We can send it to Florida.
Okay,
No,
so
there's rain there. Go to Arizona. So he painted it over, and he's like, no guarantee it's going to keep it away. It'll probably come back. And about a year ago, I started noticing it coming back, but in a different spot, which was encouraging. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's like a different patch. And by this point, I was living in the city, and I found a very nice shop in Queens, and I took it into them, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll look at it, and we'll call you, but preliminary estimate, it's going to be like $1,900. I was like,
well, that's a lot.
okay, I don't know. So I'll just go hungry for a few months. It's fine for my vanity. And then he called me at work the next day. He was like, yeah, so we kind of like did some poking and prodding, and it's like really bad. I was like, how bad is it? He's like, it's kind of gone all the way up into the panel, and we are not feeling very confident about pulling it open because it might actually break because it has like climb.
Was this in the
so
door
far.
panel
The
itself?
door panel.
Just get a junkyard door.
The rust is
So,
actually holding it together.
Here's
at this
the
point.
problem. He's like, all right, so we looked at a bunch of doors and I read a bunch of forms and we got back together and compared notes. And I was like, this is actually a Mercedes factory problem because they switched like paint or they just didn't water seal the doors very well for that generation C-Class. So all of them have that rust issue in that spot on all the doors. So even if you get a door from a junkyard, it's still going to have that rust. And even if you pull doors off of a C-Class from Arizona and somehow get them all the way to New York and repaint them, it's still going to come back. And by that point, it's the work is already
Canvas
more than
Jeep
the
doors. You need canvas
Probably.
Jeep doors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like have you seen
Doors are
the
overrated.
Jay-Z and Kanye video?
seatbelt.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Right? Yeah.
The Otis video really is where I'm envisioning your car.
Maybe this is how I'm going to take my 30s. It's just like no doors ever. Driving around with no doors.
Rust is a
there it is.
miserable,
Yes,
scary
look,
thing.
look, it's this right here.
Oh yeah, there you go. Problem
right?
solved.
forgot
It becomes a
this.
Burning Man art car.
It
or
could
you,
be.
You go to that desert generator.
Except it gets fucking cold in New York, so I can't
Yeah.
really. I guess I could just wear a big jacket.
Shut
how
up,
come
you
this
pussy.
vehicle wasn't in the inauguration?
It
It's up in the
really
up in
should
the
have
parade
been.
ride.
Really should have been. I just watched this video again. I love the video and the fact that they fucking cut up a Maybach. Oh, it's great.
Oh,
it's great.
That is
it's
great.
great. They did over fenders before it was cool.
It's like aluminum flashing from the hardware store too.
Didn't they sell that thing for a couple of $100 grand for charity?
Oh,
And that's
they
the thing.
took
That's now the
roof
most
off,
expensive
too.
Maybach in
Yeah,
the world
it's
because now you
amazing.
can pick up every other one for like $2.
Yeah.
Look at that hood, whatever the hell they did.
There's a lot of them. A first gen Maybachs running around Los Angeles. It's really, really great. They're
Like first gen, like Mercedes first gen.
No, like the ones that were just made.
The,
Like-
the only gen, yeah, basically.
not the ones from like the 20s.
I was like those, like 1907.
Don't first gen me to the 1920s, Kristen.
It's LA. I don't know.
No,
You guys
the
are
ones
spoiled
from
out
like
here.
the ones from like 05. Oh, it just got 60K. Oh, damn it!
Still the most expensive Maybach.
You know
in the
what?
world.
Honestly, fucking well bought.
Yeah,
Well
seriously.
bought.
That is.
That's a one of a kind vehicle.
Yeah, and it's the most recognizable, second most recognizable Maybach. Probably.
Dude, the trunk is awesome.
Yeah.
Did they do anything to the engine?
No. They just cut
They
shit
just-
off
they
it.
just
and
cut-
shoot
so
fire.
you bought actually less of a Maybach than other people.
You just got rid of the problem.
No,
Yes, but
this
by
is
being
bespoke.
less, it's more.
Bespoke.
It's coach built. It's
Yeah.
It's totally coach built. From the brain of a true genius, Yeezy. No,
Yeezy, Coach Builder Yeezy.
fucking coach builder. Yeezy.
You know what? Looking at this now, I look at his fashion in a whole new light. I'm like, oh, we should have seen it coming. Because like
Yeah.
his clothes are super weird looking, but duh.
I actually think the idea of taking the trunk and kind of making a nose, and then taking the hood and making that wing sort of
it's
thing
inspired.
it's actually kind of fucking cool.
Yeah, I agree.
It's sort of like I think they should have put a license plate on that nose, maybe. It's that shot right there is actually the best with the flyer is the best shot in the whole music video. There is also a scene where I swear to God it's actually Kanye sliding the thing. I mean, he's probably just doing donuts because it's in high speed, like it's in slow motion. But I like that scene too, where he puts on the glove with the magnesium pucks on it, and that's how you make sparks. My friend Vinny likes to install those pucks in the back of fucking cars and then lay frame on the ground and
Sport trucks.
Florida. It's all about Florida. Try doing that shit in LA, you fucking start a fire.
Burn down the Getty.
Yeah, but that's what you should do with your C-Class. At what point is it not worth saving the C-Class? Like,
Well, I actually had to I looked into the face of creator / seller because he gave me that news and I was like, so is it not fixable? He's like, no, I would not feel comfortable taking your money and doing this because
The door is not
so
load
bad.
bearing though, really.
Well, I was like, okay, so I hung up the phone because I was like going into
And you were done with your
shock.
conversation.
And I was like, does this mean I have to fucking sell this car? I was very, very upset, very sad, and I was like, but this is my car. This is my baby. This is my place, and it was very, very, very sad. I talked to David actually. These fuckers were like, blog your pain. I was like, I feel very vulnerable right now.
Exactly. You should blog that. That's good. That's good writing.
is that the
Just look at
vocabulary
what
you
David
use? 'Cause I
drives.
just threw up in my mouth hearing that a little bit.
You see what David Tracy goes through every week for our website?
I talked to David. I talked to him. I was like, how do you live with rust on your
dream
car.
of that little rust on his car.
How do
That's
you
like-
live? How do you live with it? And he was like, honestly, it keeps me up at night. It eats me up. It really does stresses me out because it's
Not
like
so much that
Yeah.
he doesn't drive cars with holes in the floor. Happily.
And he blogs his pain happily, and those blogs do quite well.
So I thought about it some, and then I called my guy back. I was like, okay,
Make me a fiberglass door.
if you can do that, like make it out of carbon fiber. He's like, no, I can't do that. And I was like, okay, well, do I have? Do you recommend like selling it? He's like, what? No, why? Why would you? Why? It runs mechanically fine. It only has 90,000 miles on it. And
I think you're lucky. Like it's not rust.
I think you can drive it until you can see through the body panel.
It's just
that's
That's
what I
when you
needed. So
stop
that was
driving it.
that was my whole journey. Was I am kind of a perfectionist, so I garage it and I detail it twice a year and I keep it very, very clean. And this rust just fucking kills me because it's there because of something that's out of my control.
We don't know what that is.
It's something that's out of my control, and that's the worst thing. Is like something that I was not able to prevent, and it's like
then you gotta
fucking my
own
shit
it.
up.
Like you need to put
So
a
now
different
I'm just
colored door
like-
on it. Just be
So now I'm
happy.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep driving it because, like, it makes me happy, and it's gonna be kind of
Is
ugly.
it possible for you to treat it as disposable? Is that
The car?
Yeah, can you mentally do that?
No.
That's a problem because
Mm.
what you have is a car with an actual lifespan.
Yeah.
Pretty soon
I
it's
know.
gonna fucking.
Well, I asked him.
it's
I
got
asked him. I was
leprosy.
like,
Pretty soon some shit's gonna start falling off.
so I asked him. I was like, is this gonna be a structural issue? He's like, no. It's just gonna be ugly to look at. I was like, so if I like get T-boned, and the door has some rust on it, is it gonna
Is it your door?
affect me?
Which
It's all
door?
four. It's
It'll
all
be like
four.
crashing
the
into
doors?
It's all
Cheetos.
doors. And he's like, no. There's going to be no structural
the
damage or
doors-
anything like that. And it's like the bottom panel. Like, could you pull up the picture actually again you had?
It looks very nice. It's a good shade of blue.
Thank you.
It's a very pretty car.
So you see that silver trim on the door? It's like the panel that's under that
lower
silver.
ro- yeah.
Yeah, that panel.
Yeah.
No, it would make that car look cool. A silver door.
Most of them were silver,
For like 8
actually.
months, and then a black one.
Yeah. Just keep.
You get like
why don't you just buy
pale
all,
yellow.
Buy all the doors.
Yeah, just exactly.
Start
Because it's not
fuck-
structural.
I think
You're
the doors
lucky.
are worth more than the car is.
Have you seen the Volkswagen Harlequin?
Yeah, exactly. You
Getting
can go
Harlequin
Harlequin
or
on this
C32.
thing.
Oh, isn't that
too.
Jamie Orr's Volkswagen?
No, the one where they
It's
had
the
all
one
the
where
different
every
color
body panel is a
panel.
different
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that belongs to. I think that guy's
They
name is
made a
Jamie
bunch
No,
of
they
Orr.
made a lot of them.
You
They
can
were
make
by
a bunch.
factory.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no. Jamie Orr has one.
No.
Yeah.
Different models,
yeah,
too.
that's a thing. That's
Yeah,
an
they had-
actual
They had
factory.
a Golf and a Beetle one and a Polo.
It looks like garbage, but
You're not selling
kinda
this
like it.
very well.
Kristen, I
no,
think
but
it's
selling this
charming
idea.
garbage.
Yeah, charming
could
garbage.
be your garbage. It looks better than holes through your doors. If I had
I
to
would
choose
say
one or the other.
I would say we should buy you one, but they're really expensive these days.
They actually are.
It looks like the marketing tool for like a highlighter company. It's so weird.
Right.
No, it looks like a Fisher Price.
I shit
Yeah.
you not. I
Edition
just
car.
I got a PR email in the last 3 days of someone who was doing some kind of build that did this to a car as a recently as part of like a cool thing. Might have been the Jetta launch at Galpin, the new Jetta, if I'm honest, which Rod Emery was going to right after the thing. I was like, "What are you doing at a Jetta launch, Rod? Go back to your 356s that are $500,000."
So where I am right now is the car's going to be imperfect.
This is good, Kristen. I think.
Disposable.
You
I
can love an
guess.
imperfect thing.
I can love an imperfect thing.
I think things are. I prefer my things imperfect.
You know what you could do? Turn it into a race car.
It's true.
Race cars don't need to be
I
perfect.
don't have money to like.
Lemons.
Somebody can pay that. See, you won't get cash out of people, but if Jalopnik wanted to go racing, there's a bunch of people that would happily prep your race car for you for
Too bad we're all so
minimal
terrible
money.
at it.
I know that's the other thing. You kind of have to be good.
You could probably sell
you do
a
not.
lot of the
I assure
interior.
you.
Is the interior in good condition? Is
What?
the interior in good
Oh, yeah.
condition? You could probably sell interior parts for a ton to turn into a race car and
Yeah.
like probably break even.
The only difference between your car and a race car is that your car has an interior instead of a cage.
It's true.
Besides that, there's very little difference.
I mean, your car's an AMG already, so
It's already the high
See, look at
performance
those quality
version.
vehicles I have.
It's a 32, so it's the supercharged motor. Is it nice? Does it drive good?
Real
It's a
smooth.
good. They're good looking cars, actually.
Real smooth.
This kid who worked for us back in the day had the fake one. He had the 230 compressor with the AMG exhaust pipe on it, and it was full fakey. And now, what is Daniel Voltz doing? He's the Bachelor in Germany. Right now.
What?
This guy is the German Bachelor at this moment right now.
That's
Is
awesome.
my old intern.
That's awesome.
Dan Voltz. You got a picture of him as the Bachelor and
They're Bachelor.
the Bachelor.
Oh, no.
He got big in that picture, boy. The Bachelor. I love you, Dan Voltz. You looking good, my friends.
What color was his?
It was that goldish
Oh.
gray. Not like Prius gold, but it was that
Like dirty champagne.
the dirty champagne.
Which
color.
car? Dan's?
Dan's.
Oh, I thought he had a GTI. I don't think I
No,
met.
before that.
Oh yeah,
His
yeah,
fake
yeah, yeah.
AMG Benz.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah, he then got a GTI.
This is his first appearance on the podcast, by the way.
Ever. Yeah.
I was driving one day in LA when I was living here, and I had that car here, and there was a C55 in front of me, which was the same body style but with the V8, and it was so weird to hear a V8 come out of that.
Oh, such a
Those
good
things
looking
are
car.
those things
That's
are cool.
sweet.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
good sleeper buy. Yeah. Speaking of good sleeper buys, should I do a thing? Mm-hmm. All right. So here's the deal with this. Right, we're gonna wrap this show up in about 10, I think, because I have to go to a watch party. I'm that guy. Oh man, do we have more? Is there more on? We should kill super chat. What does that say, Zach?
All right.
Let's get to that and then we'll kill
When
it.
is Jason going to join David Tracy on one of his wrenching adventures?
Oh, am I glad you asked? David and I have plans. We want to do a whole video series of David and I doing terrible things to a car. terrible things.
You have the
we
car
should
already.
never do.
Tell the people about the car.
Oh yeah, with the Kia,
What's the
which
car?
we actually
the Oldsmobile too.
Oh, the Oldsmobile? No, the Oldsmobile is
Oh,
given
right,
away. We have a Kia Rio. I know we accidentally pulled the bumper off it trying to get at some mud. But the plan for the show is basically all the things you should never ever do to a car ever, and we're gonna.
That's
try
great.
It. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. So yes,
Is the title just like Will It Survive?
I think
or?
it was like Jason and David kill a car we were playing with, or something along those lines. I don't know. We're still figuring it out, but that's the plan. So yeah, I love David. He's fantastic, and we'll definitely have a lot of fun.
David is the best person on our team.
Yeah, he is.
All right. I can't wait to watch that show. I like Destruction very much.
Pretty good. We're gonna do the bananas instead of oil thing. I'm very excited about that.
I Hate Jeremy asked how we feel about this particular sport truck. It's
Complicated, but
on DT
kinda
on Data
positive.
Transmission 249. If anyone wants to watch it, we can't play the video, but wowzers.
It's fun.
You built that thing for like no money, right?
That's pretty cool looking.
I think it is cool.
What's the
I
motor?
like it. It's a
Turboed, whatever. it is.
Turbo
Turbo
LS.
LS.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we can't play YouTube videos on the show, but go look at Daily Transmission.
I think we feel positively, friend.
we feel positively.
Turbo
That's-
LS with NOS. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
seems like homebrew done
Yeah.
appropriately.
Yes.
No weight over the back. That's amazing.
That splitter seems like really friendly towards
I'm
speed
glad they
bumps
kept
and
the
animals.
original face with the round quad lights. I like it. The little beak.
That's
Nicely
pretty
done.
cool. People are having fun. I like that.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
right.
What else you got?
Ryukachu. He's still under his 540i with brake bleeding now. Remember he
Oh my
he
God,
hit
this
us up
guy-
like while under the car
Yeah, this
like a
dude
week
keeps
ago.
giving us updates on his 540i maintenance when he's listening to the podcast live while working on it. And we get updates regularly. Good luck with your 540. sir.
The ID Buzz, yeah.
Yeah, so VW is redoing the microbus as an electric ID Buzz concept. What do we think, and what weird stuff could be rebooted as an EV?
I'm very pro VW bringing back the bus. They've been teasing it for over a decade. It's about time. The new one I think looks good. I like the Buzz. And it's going to be rear-engined, which is nice. And I think with this modular electric platform, they should do a thing. Like they should like really leverage this universal platform they're playing with.
Oh, it's not
and
going to
just
be
do everything.
skateboard?
It's not exactly. It's their MQB electric version, whatever the hell it is. And it's
Isn't that the
sort of-
e-Golf? That's what the e-Golf is on.
Yeah, they're all on that. But this is
Okay.
gonna. It'll be rear engine or rear motored because it's electric. But I've sat inside this thing and the interior is beautiful. I have no idea if the production one's gonna be anywhere near that nice. But
If they did like a thing like the i3,
i3 is a great interior.
i3 interior,
good materials.
and actually what they're showing
Yeah, there
there
you
is
go.
a kind of a more basic i3
Yeah,
interior.
it's
That's real nice.
Looks like they stopped at the
It's
seats though.
pretty
Those
nice.
seats fucking suck. The floor is dope. The,
wood's cool.
console's
These
dope.
seats
are from a Crown Victoria.
Those seats. suck.
Yeah, but you can grab them at the junkyard, so that's great.
Very true.
Yeah,
Yeah. That one looks like it's someone already pooed on it.
there's a little. Of that.
They have the lumbar support of a dry desert. That's what it looks like. Like a dry lake bed.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think they definitely need it. They need something to make people forget about all the bad.
Man, I watched that Dirty. It's called Dirty Money. Is that what it's called on Volkswagen? It didn't make me like them very much.
No, they need some goodwill kind of machine.
I clicked on that. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of know the story. And I got the end. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, it's gnarly. Yeah.
And there's a guy still in jail from it, and and the EPA guy was pissed.
Yeah.
It was,
Not good.
No.
So get this. So I signed a sponsorship deal with Hagerty, which I'm very excited about. They're full of really good people. A lot of friends work over there, and I'm super happy they want to endorse the show. They're doing really neat things. So what I agreed to do is, rather than read a traditional ad, they have a newsletter. It goes out every week, Hagerty.com/newsletter. It's full of articles. And I am interested in investing in cars. I'm bad at investing in stocks. That's what my dad does. I invest in cars. So I'm interested in all the car investing articles, right? So basically the deal is, once a week for the next 12 weeks, we're going to talk about car investing, brought to you by Hagerty. That's what we're going to do in this 5 minutes at the end of this show, and I'm going to invite you guys in. And there's a fun article on this newsletter this week. I'm trying to make this as not fucking cheeseball as I can, and I hope we're going to do a good job of this. But this is a great list. Cars not to buy if you're only in it for the money. Meaning cars that drive good, could have a good ownership experience, could be fun, but terrible investments.
Is it just a list of Saturn models on there?
So they have a scale of 0 to 100.
does it have a picture of Germany?
They have a scale of 0 to 100, right? Where 50 is on par with the market in terms of the collectability. Okay? So 100 is perfect, 0 is worst possible. Here we go. Let's see. Tied for 20th. Oh my God, it's a bunch. Here's a bunch tied for 20th with 21 out of 100. 71 to 78 Eldorado. 70 to 74 MGB.
Yeah, okay.
1980 to 1998 Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit.
Oh yeah.
57 to 59 Ford Custom. 68 to 73 Opel GT.
This is a list of car deals.
63 to 66 Plymouth Valiant. That's a good half-fold way to look at it.
This is just Alana shares inventory.
This is a lot of shares backyard.
Yeah.
65 to 70 Oldsmobile 88. Dodge Coronet 65 to 67.
Ooh, almost bought one.
That's all tied for 20th. I should have screened this list. It's long. Okay. No, it's okay. That's a lot of ties for 20th. With with a 20 out of 100 in 18th place. 70 to 92 Di Tommaso Pantera.
What?
It's a good time to get in on Panteras, I think. It's
a pretty car.
No, but you know what? I mean, for their list, like, we all think they're awesome, and the very niche market thinks they're awesome, but
Yeah.
are they ever going to go?
I don't know.
Probably
Maybe
not.
the market is getting old and dying, and kids don't care. That's possible.
Could I
Go
actually
ahead.
ask, on that list, maybe you've done this on a previous show, but what is the best and what's the worst?
Score?
Yeah. Like what car is number one and what car is number 100?
Oh, the most collectible car right now? I don't know. I'm going to have to research that
Okay.
one. I'm sorry, I don't know.
I'm just trying to wonder context.
No, I don't know what I don't know what I'm going to get to the worst.
Okay.
We're going to see the worst
Number
on this
one
list.
is the 1988 Toyota Celica. Because it's at the bottom right now, let me tell you.
in like the hottest. I think I got an email a couple months ago, and the hottest car to collect at the time was Diablos. Lamborghini Diablos were the hottest.
I was gonna guess a Mira, but
Miros, I think, are already so
I was gonna-
expensive.
That's the
Saturn
thing. That
again.
makes a lot of sense because
Yeah.
right now, like, people going crazy over
Yeah.
Countach's. If you want to
550
invest, buy
Maranello.
Diablo now.
Yeah, I think it measures the angle of the line, not so much the number. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So, tied for 18th, we've got the Pantera and the 70 to 81 second-gen Pontiac Trans Am. Tied for 16th, Chevelle Malibu 64 to 67. 54 Oldsmobile Delta 88. Okay. Bunch tied for 12th. Ford Galaxy all years. Pontiac Bonneville 61 to 64 and a 1986 Mercedes to 89 Mercedes 560 SL. There's always so many 560 SLs for sale. They're durable. They're good to drive, but there's always so many of them around. Number 9, three-way tie. 70 to 85 Ferrari 308. Prices have softened on the 308s. No, it's going to get tough.
308's a terrible car.
Well, I'm saying it's not a good investment right now. That's what this list is indicating. It gets a 17 out of 100 on the investment scale right now. Toyota Land Cruiser FJ55. It's a 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right, tied for 7th, 68 to 72, Chevelle. And this one's going to hurt, Balaban.
Yeah.
Tied for 7th, least collectible on the market right now, Ferrari F355.
No, that's perfect for me. I'd love those.
Perfect for you.
I love
Prices
those.
Wow.
softened. They're always tough because the maintenance is so
You
expensive.
could rent one of those in Japan at that place, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was the only Ferrari there.
Actually, this list could also indicate top of the market right now. So, 4th, tied, MGTC.
Oh,
with
I love those.
Bad time to buy them. 11 out of
pretty car,
100
though.
on the collectability scale right now. Yep. How about 76 to 89 Porsche 930 Turbo? 11 out of 100 on the collectability scale.
What's
Also,
the criteria for this scale?
if it's top of the market, right? So this is it's cars to buy. If you're in it for the money,
Just for
these
the-
are bad
so these are
cars. So
peaking. That will drop. I get you.
or
Okay.
not likely to appreciate or downward.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at. So what is peaking or downward? And then Mercedes 350 SL with a 9, tied for first place. The 1966 to 70 Oldsmobile Toronado.
Oh, that's a cool car.
Scores a 7.
Which year? Which year?
66 to 70
Those are cool.
Toronado.
Front wheel drives.
Tied for first with the 68 to 71, which is the Pagoda Mercedes SL.
A beautiful car.
A beautiful car, but at a 7 out of 100, now is not the time to buy. There you go.
I gotta make a call.
So- Sell!
But that makes sense because all
buy all those
the people
Toronados.
who wanted those, they're about to die.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes.
And then nobody's going to want them.
Yeah. So I hope the audience found that reasonably interesting. That's what we're doing in lieu of an ad for Hagerty. I think that's interesting. Now we had a discussion.
I learned a great deal.
You learned a thing. For those watching live, I hope you got a ticket to the party tomorrow because that shit's on. Everybody gets laid. No. Everybody talks about cars for 3 hours and then goes home.
And it's like 89% dudes.
Is it? Did you check
I
the
can't
ratio?
wait. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Bow, chicka, wow. Kristen's gonna.
You should go.
Can you get her a taser?
You should go
I mean,
Daft
don't-
Punk style.
Don't look at her.
Yeah?
Don't speak to her. It's fancy, Kristen. Don't even think about
I'm
it.
gonna have a circle of bodyguards around me, and you may speak to them, and they
Dude,
will
why
tell
don't,
me.
Why don't we go Stig and other Stig and just wear full face helmets with mirrored, and then we don't have
I
to
would
talk
love
to
that, but
anybody.
I would be like the shortest
How do you
person there. It'd be
drink?
so easy to know.
Not if there's other racing drivers there.
Or if
Yeah.
I'm anywhere near
Except
you.
for Keen.
Yeah,
That's true. We should both dress up as Stigs.
Yeah.
everyone should be Stigs. Should be like Stig dating. You should
I
do
don't have to speak to
instead of
anybody?
instead of speed dating, why don't you do Stig dating, where
You don't
everyone
have to
dresses
talk
as
to
Stig.
anyone. Oh my god, it's
Yeah,
my
you
ideal
stare at
party.
each other. Stare at each other.
Oh, ideal party.
That's kind of like dating now. You just look at your phone. And just like,
I'll tell you what, Ben Collins has a fucking great sense of humor, and he was awesome when he was in here, and he's thinking about moving to Los Angeles, and if he does, he would participate in that gig. That gig. That's funny. Stig dating. I love it. Well, I don't need to plug. Jalopnik. It's fucking Jalopnik. It's way bigger than this show. Christian, Torchinsky, Balaban, Raph hiding in the back, throwing in zingers. Zachary Clapman on the 1s and 2s. You know, now that we've added this angle, so Zach has the ability to put himself on camera, we added this, but so far it's never been used in competition.
oh yeah, I hate having pictures taken of me.
when you give someone the
Clicking on myself
opportunity
seems
to
so
put themselves
egotistical.
on camera, they never fucking do. Ever. Tim doesn't use it either.
It just feels like I have something to say, but first, let's go to my camera.
Let's cut to me.
Here are my thoughts. Plus, I look like I just ran away from, I don't know, like a guerrilla camp I was kidnapped in.
You look like you're hosting Survivor. Go back on that angle.
I need more like the.
on this angle, you
guy.
really look like you just lived on the island.
Welcome to
for a bit.
I
Tavaroa.
wanted know more about Gorilla Camp.
I've been up for worked 19 hours 3 days in a row, so my brain is going. Sometimes.
And
we
he
work.
was at Chuckawalla, which turned you into a zombie.
It was
He
100
from
degrees
the desert.
yesterday. It was 96 before that, and 96.
Greatest racetrack that is in the worst fucking possible place. It's just death hot.
It's fun.
all
It's
the
very flowy, quickish.
glorious racetrack. Really fun
Good
to drive
surface.
and easy on cars for the most part.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, it's not a
There's
ton
only
of crazy
one heavy
braking.
braking zone. Yeah, unlike Road America or something, you hit like 153 times.
It's cool because there's no walls to hit, but when you're on the banking, there's also like no wall to stop you.
Yeah. Yeah, you could get air. Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. That's fun. And
This was fun.
Good luck in your Airbnb and your yellow couch.
Thanks.
Thank all of you for participating in our super chat. For those of you who are unaware what that is, you could donate and then you can ask us questions. And I hope that it becomes a thing that will allow us to get rid of ads. Right now, it's not, but it's getting better, and I appreciate all of your participation. You're all very, very kind. Good luck getting half money your fucking 540, sir. Hopefully by next week's podcast, whatever he's working on will be done.
By next week's podcast, Hagerty will have that listed.
BMW 540. Yes, of course. If you want to get fun car investing facts like that, Hagerty.com/newsletter. It is. It's actually, there's a bunch of other neat stuff in there too. Thank you guys for coming. It's always
Thank
a
you for having
pleasure.
us.
You have an open invitation anytime you're in town, right near the airport. Smoking Tire Podcast powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. You know the drill. Microphone to computer to internet. Hopefully it finds an audience. Good day.